Tobin and Leroy.
Leroy Ford was one of the baddest men.
Nah, dude, they call me the kangaroo.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better ask about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, host of the show, man. Still silly sauce with the show in. Till then, it's half moon open. Sometimes cold takes like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever trade again. What is in store? Like under the seat of the driver's side floor, it's Gucci's galore. So many more from 6 in the Mars, never more. Man, if I'm honest, the damage is done. Silly sauce on unlimited funds. Join us on Twitch for unlimited fun. J-Fig and Marcos, you with it or what?
Tobin, give two who Tobin is.
You're muted, Marcos.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
How goes the leg? How are we at right now? I told everybody on Friday you would reveal where you're at.
I'm 1,000% better.
Wow. Whoa!
I got a cortisone injection. I'm gonna say this. I have learned a valuable lesson. They told me I have a fracture, but I also have a bone bruise.
Ooh.
The bone bruise is bigger than the fracture, and that's where most of the pain is coming from.
Wow.
So every time you hear the phrase bone bruise, don't trip.
Don't play.
Don't play.
You've always said that about bone bruise.
Yes.
But now you have a reminder.
My God. Dude.
Yeah,
so I got a shot of cortisone
all the time.
I got a shot of cortisone, and I've been, taking care of it, doing some, serious treatment and stuff, being that I damn near have all the equipment at my house. And feeling much better. I got a brace. I'm off the crutches. And other than that, it's like day and night.
Good.
It really is. So
good.
Glad
Happy
to be
hear it.
moving around, walking normally, no limp.
All right.
But there's some stuff going on in there that I don't even know how I did it.
Wonder how he did do it. You think he was returning to golf?
I was gonna say, yeah. Like, is that a golf?
That's
the bone bruise was from golf?
They said it could have been that. He said the dreaded, that thing when you go to the doctor's office and they say it.
Can't rule it out.
No. You could probably drop a couple of pounds.
Oh,
nah.
That's not fair. Like you're not a big guy. What do they want you to look like?
Here's the worst part. Big Spoon has accepted the challenge. So now I have fruit, salads, and I told her, your ass ain't here all day.
Hero's gonna have a snack supply.
Oh, dude, I went and got me a big breakfast this morning from Lester's.
Oh man, that's something. All right, let's get to some headlines here. Brought to you by new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know.
Wow!
Check me out.
How about that? Check
me out.
Palmetto Ford. You got props, dude.
All right, yeah, we got a picture.
Product placement here is out of control.
Hey, not only do I have props, I have multiple props.
Wow. That's
4-pack.
pretty good right there.
Yeah.
All right, the big news yesterday, of course, Kyrie Irving traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and a first-round pick. His trade demand lasted all of 2 days. He apparently was threatening not to play, and he's finally out of there. The Brooklyn era of Kyrie Irving, dunzo.
Can I defend Kyrie?
Sure.
because it's Kyrie, we're overlooking the facts that have plagued the NBA for years. That is, you're in the last year of your contract. Your team is not re-upping you. So you want to get a trade before the end of the year so that you can get your money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it were anybody else to do this, we'd understand. We'd say, you know what? They're not re-upping him. So he wants a trade so he could go get paid. But because it's Kyrie and all the other baggage that he brings, we look at it totally different. But this has happened a lot with the tradable contract, with the last year of a deal, so forth and so on. This happens all the time in basketball.
Yeah, and I get you. I think that the without Kyrie is like there is a spot there where it's like, man, I paid this guy a lot of money not to play basketball.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
So I can understand the skepticism from
absolutely.
the Nets of wanting to give him an extension.
He earned it. He earned everything that everybody feels about him right now. And the reluctancy to give this guy a substantial amount of money. And this is one of the few instances where you're talking about a talent in a sport, and it has nothing to do with his ability to play that sport. It's all about the other stuff.
His talent is hypnotizing for sure.
Right. And so from that standpoint, I get he's trying to be the basketball player that everybody else and everybody else would do the same thing in this situation. Right? However, you can't just forget all of the circumstances that led up to this moment if you're Kyrie. And that's the problem that I think everybody is having with Kyrie, is that if not for all the other stuff, Cleveland, Boston, the Nets, the situations with the Nets, if not for all that, we would say, oh, he wants to get re-upped and they're not re-upping him. So you want to trade that expiring contract.
I just think that they got, I mean, honestly, if you could feel bad for a guy, the guy I feel bad for is KD, because like it feels like anytime he goes away for any extended period, it's like you can't. That's when Kyrie makes his move. It's like
once he's babysitting Kyrie when he's
playing. It is. It's got to be frustrating. It's got to be frustrating because he knows how good he is at basketball. They were having a good season. Everything you said at the beginning of the year, be like, why not just ride it out?
Right.
Seemed like it was paying off. The only thing they really made as a change was the head coach, but basketball wise, it looked like it was all coming together. And Jimmy Butler rolls up on his leg. He's gone for a few weeks. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's just gone. And now you have Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, who are nice players. I'm not saying the Nets are done, but
Kyrie.
They're not stars. They're not stars.
Right. And from the standpoint of just basketball, with what the Mavs gave up, and they're going to have to pay him, can you trust Kyrie?
It's tough.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because he's going to come in with a good attitude and say, this time.
I almost feel like for Mark Cuban, who never gets a free agent, he always seems to swing and miss on this. I feel like he will, just because he never gets this opportunity. And there were reports that, Luka was getting a little bit restless with the team, even though Mark Cuban did call BS on that, which, that should tell you immediately that it's true. That, he always misses on the free agent. So if there was somebody to give him $200 million, I could see the Mavericks definitely doing that. Right. I mean, unless it's a disaster with him. I mean, if it's, if Lucas says, I hate playing with this guy, but I don't think he will. I think that this should work. I think it should work okay. And I think it is an interesting jolt for a West that's, kind of open. It definitely is an improvement for them. And I think that it was interesting to see, LeBron obviously upset on Twitter where he tweets out, maybe it's me, but It seems like it wasn't him. It seems like the Lakers were willing to go all in And the reports are Joe Tsai wouldn't trade him to the Lakers for spite. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't trade Kyrie where he wanted to go.
Right.
Which, in some ways I respect as the Pope of Petty, but in other ways you're an owner. You should do what's best for your team and get as many assets as possible.
Right.
But the petty in me respects it.
It's a tough deal because we come across a lot of players that it is pretty hard to be in this situation with the talent that you have. And it happens with what about Josh Gordon? I mean, the talent was such that every time he got an opportunity to play, somebody picked him up, but the other stuff caught up to him. And I'm just wondering, like with Kyrie, at some point, he's going to have to just, ride it out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He seems a guy who is always going to feel like, look, if I got this many chances and how good I am at this, why should I change? You know,
the thing
that's the thing is I do think somebody will give him $200 million. I think they will.
He just basically left the black LeBron and went to the white LeBron. Because Luka is very similar to what LeBron does. So it'll be interesting to see like how he's supposed to play Wednesday. You got two guys who like having the ball in their hands. And it'll be interesting to see. It does make them better.
Yeah.
Because Kyrie makes you better.
Well, we'll take a quick break. Obviously, a lot of Heat fans frustrated as well because they wanted to get it on the Kyrie game. I'll tell you why I don't think it worked out. That's next.
AM 560 Sports WQAM. Broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Looking for a
you doing?
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM, taking you up until 2.
This is when he had a head full of braids. Now he just got He got the one
Oh, man. So big news yesterday around the sports world was not the flag football game, which I gave like 8 minutes to. I tried. I'm going to tell you, I tried. I went in with an open, because you want to know why? I watched the NHL All-Star game, kind of dug it. I liked a little bit. I was watching of it before the MMA show started on Saturday, so I was like, I kind of like it. I enjoyed what we had going on. They did allow like 9 goals in the last 90 seconds because it really felt like the goalies weren't trying. But I liked it. The flag football didn't do it for me, Leroy.
It's hard when you're used to seeing football played a certain way. But I think that's the only way to do it, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think the Pro Bowl should be a celebration of the players and not necessarily putting them in harm's way. The hardest thing to do in football.
Who's the last guy to get hurt? Who was the last guy to get seriously hurt in a Pro Bowl?
Who's the running back from New England playing sand football?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, the I don't know, but this damn Jalen
Edwards
Ramsey.
Was it Edwards?
You see this damn Jalen Ramsey ran right over Tyreek Hill. I was like, hey, take it easy.
Someone said that's the only tackle he made all year.
Tyreek Hill.
It's hard when you're a competitor to not compete. And if you put pads on guys, at some point, somebody gonna either get tired of getting beat, tired of getting trash talked to, and somebody gonna do some hitting. So
they did it was a late flip. Was it Adams? Was it Devontae Adams flipping to him?
Yeah.
There's a late flip to Tyreek Hill by the pylon, and Tyreek Hill tweets out, "This is supposed to be flag football. Meanwhile, I'm getting decleated." Like Ramsey was just like laying him out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
I would have been so mad if he got hurt. I mean,
it's more of a celebration of the Pro Bowl players than it is an event to have them. You know what I mean? And so you got to just accept that.
I get it. I just feel like
I'd rather see that. I'd rather see flag football where there's supposed to be no hitting than football with them on all pads when they're supposed to be tackling and nobody's tackling.
I get you. It's just, I don't know. They've tried. I will say this about the Pro Bowl. They've tried everything. Like, they've tried moving it a week back. They've tried changing locations. They've done now flag football. They've done Team Prime versus Team Irving. They've done it all. I don't think there's anything making this good. I don't think there's anything making it good. Right. They've tried, at least with, and sometimes I feel like the NHL with doing the divisions and a 3-on-3, it's fun. It's just cool. Like Matthew Tkachuk this week, he won the MVP, got to play with his brother and Barkey. If you're the hometown fan, that's fun. It's a fun little gimmick. Right. They did the penalty shots and the dude tried to go behind the back. Like you can make it somewhat palatable. Although I heard that skills competition was terrible. I didn't watch it personally, but I heard it was I heard the NHL skills was a rough watch.
That's the only thing I watched. So you saying that you liked it, I was like, really? Man, what else?
I heard the skills competition was rough. I heard it was even rougher live, but I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you I was on the air. But the I enjoyed the game, and it was cool that Tkachuk won the MVP. He deserved it.
Yeah, that's cool. Right. 4 goals, 3 assists. Or
yeah, he deserved it. He was
so in order of ranking, I'm gonna go NBA number 1. I'm gonna go hockey, baseball, then football.
Really? You go baseball. You go baseball third to last.
It's
just because it's boring for you.
Well, I go third to last, but keep in mind. The home run derby is incredible.
I love the home run derby. I do.
But the 3-point challenge in basketball is kind of like
it's like the slam dunk contest isn't cool anymore. The the 3-point shootouts become the thing. The stars will actually do it.
Right.
So that's fun. The home run derby with the clock, with them adding the shot clock, that really revamped it. That made it a lot better.
But there's nothing that they could do in football because of the way the game is
what do you
played.
do?
Right. And so that's why I put that last. And it's funny because as far as, excitement about a sport, football's number one easily.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a hard thing to do without it here. Football and the football Pro Bowl is farther away from its natural sport than any of the other sports. And that's what makes it difficult. Right? Because you can't play like you play on Sunday. Whereas everything else, you're going to see pitchers throw 100. You're going to see guys hitting bombs. You're going to see great plays on defense in baseball. In basketball, you're going to see great alley-oops, great dunks. You're going to see 3-point shots, right? And hockey, you're going to see trick shots. You're going to see guys working the puck like they don't in normal games. And you're going to see talent that you didn't know existed because they play in a game situation. And so, like, every sport has something to offer during the All-Star week except football.
Myles Garrett, apparently, and this texture points out, he dislocated his toe in the Army race thing. What was that, Marcos? Did you see what this was? Did you watch any of the what Myles Garrett injured his toe doing?
I did see that. I didn't see like exactly when it happened, but I did see some of the events involve like some like military walls. They were sliding underneath different things, pushing sleds.
I saw them like pushing some weights into a thing.
Yeah, it was.
So they basically did it like superstars.
Kind of.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Right.
Guy says, no way, baseball is the best one. It means something. It doesn't mean anything. Like they stopped doing home field advantage like a decade ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
No, it used to be a joke with Zazzle used to ask this like every All-Star game that would come up for like 8 years. You like, does it still mean home court? It was like, no, dude, they stopped doing that like 6 years ago. No, it doesn't mean anything anymore. Damn. It's just an All-Star game.
But I would say
that's kind of cool though.
But I would say that the closer you can get to a regular game see here, you have the best of the best playing in this event. The closest you can get to seeing those exceptional players do exceptional things, I've listed in that order. Right?
The last time I got excited like that, the MLB did ruin it because it was Jose Fernandez taking the mound as a rookie in the All-Star game, or maybe it was his second year, and he struck out the side with like Miguel Cabrera. I think it was like Joe Mauer, maybe it was like Mike Trout, and in
they
the
took
middle
him
of
out.
it, no, they were in the whole means of that happening. They were interviewing Jason Grilli of the Pirates.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, are you effing kidding me? So that really soured me on the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I held a bit of a grudge against it, but
go figure. You holding a grudge.
I was, because that's our guy, and he's doing big things. He's striking out the best guys in the league. This should be like an introduction to who he is. And no, we're interviewing a 40-year-old on the Pirates because he played in Japan last year. Who cares? But that's baseball. They'll always pick old over young. That's how they do it. Baseball will always pick old over young. That's what they always do. So it was, but I remember being furious that was happening. Jose's doing big things. Let's interview a pirate. What? What are we doing?
They would have been better off interviewing a real pirate.
Oh man,
Johnny Depp.
We'll take a quick break. 15 minutes of heat. They lose to the Bucks this weekend and finish with a losing road trip. Plus, we'll get into where they stood on the whole Kyrie thing. That's next.
Broward Health, celebrating 85 years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Your Miami Heat, they lost on Saturday to the Milwaukee Bucks, 123 to 115 to finish their road trip 1-3. And that, kind of goes back to that whole Charlotte game. That's why, you don't love to have a 500 trip. Don't lose to one of the worst teams in the league.
Yep.
Good game. I mean, good game for the most part. Very competitive, back and forth between the Heat and the Bucks. It did feel very much in that last 3 minutes, so the Bucks kind of just shut bleep down on Miami and came with some big stops. God, the Heat have no shooting. It's very frustrating because it's like you get outshot like 14-8 on the 3-pointers, and you have to work so damn hard to bring it back and make it even. And they just, eventually you run out of, eventually they hit a couple of key threes, you run out of time.
You think that having to play that the way they're playing to stay in some of these games because they're not making threes is going to wear them down?
Maybe. I can't rule it out, Leroy. It might.
They just look exhausted playing defense. And it just seems so backbreaking to play defense for 23 seconds and somebody launches a 3 and makes it right at the end of the clock. And it just looks like it sucks the life out of these guys.
Yeah, and Giannis was a monster. He had a triple-double, as he is. And he went to the free throw line 17 times. They really had nothing for him. And it's interesting because, you talk about the team that was like the architect of being the Giannis stoppers and building that wall. And it's tough because it's like, you have him out there and you just don't have the bulk that you did in the other series against him. And, it is an eye opener because we're in trade deadline week and this team, now Kyle didn't play, not that he's been doing much anyway, and Vic didn't play. So maybe you could say, well, Victor Oladipo could have made a difference in that. But I watch that team and I look at them and I say, man, look at all the guys they can throw on Jimmy Butler. Between Drew, between Wesley Matthews, between all these guys they could throw and exhaust Jimmy Butler, who had 32 points going into the fourth, finished the game with 32 points. Right. They didn't score a bucket in the fourth quarter. I almost feel like the roles are reversed right now when it comes to Giannis and Jimmy. And they're going to come out of that. And I don't know how the Heat front office could look at that game, look at that road trip, and feel like they have enough to truly compete in this postseason, Leroy. I don't know how they could do that. And I don't know what the move is, but, man, it feels like by Thursday, if their lone move is adding Omer Yurtseven, they're going to be severely outgunned going into this playoffs.
Well, they need size. And they need it for no other reason other than whoever they choose, whoever they pick for that size to be, whether it's Big Yurt or somebody else, it needs to take some of the pressure off of the other 4 guys on the floor because everybody is exhausted. I mean, they're working their butts off.
Right. And everybody's answer for this is always, well, Jimmy doesn't come in until there's, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. What do you want? So he's gonna play the whole fourth quarter? Like he plays the whole third quarter. That's his rotation. He plays the whole third quarter. He scored 17 points. You try and man the ship so he can go and give you that run in the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. That's what he does. That's what Spo's rotation is with him. I mean,
you can exhaust him even more, and then when you get to the last 2 minutes, you got nothing.
So it was a disappointing loss for sure. Milwaukee's good. There's no shame in losing to Milwaukee. They're a game back of being 1 in the East. They got Middleton back. Middleton was awesome. Like that's the big thing with them is like, they really haven't had Middleton this year. And they're going to be able to say, we're getting Middleton at the trade deadline. We're getting him healthy. He was tremendous. That's like, you're adding an all-star. That's huge for them.
Right.
The Heat's lone addition, it can't be Big Yurt. I like Big Yurt. Don't get me wrong. It'll help. But
wait. Can I have you changed your, because I've been saying this all year. And you have been saying, no, they have enough.
That's not what I said. I've never said that.
What have you said? We have enough size.
That's not what I've said. I've never said that. I've never disagreed with you that they need size.
Sounds like you.
No. What
oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Hold on.
Are you serious?
Hold on.
Sounds like something you'd say.
It's not what I said.
Goodness.
It's not what I've said. I've never said that.
I don't know.
I've never said that. I've literally never said that, Leroy.
Prove it.
The only thing you and I have argued about is you argue is Bam's not a 5. He's not a 5. I've never disagreed that they need more size. I've never said that.
Oh man.
I've never said that. I've literally never said that.
I've been begging for another big.
If we've asked, like, what do you think they need more? Do you think they need more size or more shooting? I think I said, I think they need shooting. They don't have. If you told me what
shooting, they're just not making shots. You can't keep turning that over.
Dude? No, dude, you don't get to go 75% through the season and not shoot and say you have shooting. You don't get to say that. It's over.
But look at here. So you're looking at a situation where they paid a lot of guys who shoot.
Who don't shoot. So what?
All right.
They don't have shooting. They don't have shooting. If you can have,
it just goes away like that.
You have theoretically. How much of those? Hold on. Let me say something. They were a good shooting team last regular season. They were the worst shooting team in the playoffs, and they've been the worst shooting team in the league this year. So when does it happen? You're essentially talking 8 months of not shooting the 3 with the same team. Do you have shooters? The last time I saw them shoot, Duncan Robinson, he was the 3-ster bunny on Easter, game 1 against the Hawks. That's the last time they shot the basketball well.
That was fun.
That was. So unless Duncan Robinson's going to come off of this injury, assuming he's still on the Heat, although I don't know who wants, $60 million of Duncan Robinson right now. Why do I believe they have shooting? They don't. They don't.
I'm more along the lines of they have shooting, they're just not making shots.
All right, cool. Well, you're adorable. Thank you for that.
I mean, they paid for shooting.
They paid for shooting. All right, but it's kind of like when you paid for that car and it took like 9 months for it to get there. I paid for a car. Is it here? I'm using a loaner to get to work. Like, great. But yeah, it's frustrating. And then, on top of that, you're paying Duncan Robinson. He doesn't shoot. He's hurt. Kyle Lowry's now got a knee problem. Doesn't play in the last game. Doesn't play in fourth quarters. You owe him $30 million next year. So yeah, I think I get why the Heat fan was frustrated with the whole not getting into the game for Kyrie Irving. Now here's the thing with it. The local reporting out of this was, well, the Heat weren't interested. The Heat had some trepidations about bringing in Kyrie, culture fit. I don't buy it. Here's what I think. Nobody wants their stuff. Because if you're not giving up, I'm serious about this. If you're the Heat, and I don't think you should trade Tyler Hero for Kyrie Irving. Tyler Hero's 23. You have him. I'm not trading Tyler Hero for Kyrie Irving. So you look at the rest of the Heat stuff. Tell me what's attractive. Okay, Victor Oladipo, Caleb Martin. Okay, now everybody was sitting here thinking that, you're going to trade Kyle Lowry and a bag of chips to get Kyrie Irving. No, that's not going to happen. You're not going to. What team is pulling the trigger on that?
Right.
Who wants that stuff? So what you do is you spin it like, I don't know if Kyrie Irving is a culture fit. Okay, well, I have your best player on the record saying a few years ago, the player he'd most like to play with in the league is Kyrie Irving. I have your second best player in Bam Adebayo, who Kyrie Irving has known since he's 12 and has a good relationship with. So you tell me, if those two guys get along with him, and you think that Tyler Hero would hate playing with a guy of his skill set? So you tell me what the culture unrest would be, the culture fit would be. And I tell you, nah, I just don't think they had the horses to trade for him. That's what I think. Now, it could have been argued that they had that in the summer because they told Kyle Lowry, we're not going to trade you for Kyrie Irving. Before this season of Kyle Lowry happened, maybe you could have convinced the Nets, hey, little swappy swap. But when you watch Kyle Lowry this year, what team is trading for him? What team is trading for him and owes him $30 million next year? Let's be real about it. He's a single-digit scorer. He's old, and he's owed $30 million next year.
Single.
Yeah. Who wants that on the trade market? Who are you getting for that? Like, I don't know what the Heat fan thought. They thought that they were going to hold Sean Marks' feet to the fire and be like, you take that Lowry, you take those intangibles next to KD, samesies. No, dude. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, you can play those guys in the playoffs. I don't know if you can play Kyle Lowry in the playoffs. That's how bad he's been. Maybe it's a knee. Maybe it's age. I don't know. But this idea that, we don't think he's quite the fit. No, I think the Nets probably looked at your roster and be like, you know what? I don't think it's quite a fit. Unless you're giving us Hero. Are you giving us Tyler Hero? Then it'll be a fit. And I'm not trading Hero for Kyrie Irving. So I think that was the discussion. I think it was over at that point. If you're not trading Bam, you're not trading Tyler, and you're not trading Jimmy Butler for Kyrie Irving, then who the hell do they want?
So you're saying this team is poorly constructed?
Not saying it's poorly constructed. It's just I don't know how many assets that they have really for a star player. I don't know. Even like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. Great guys. Guess what? They're free agents. So anybody who brings them in is going to have to pay them next year. So you don't have any
they already have a Max Strus. Joe Smith?
Joe Harris.
You
just gave him a random guy's name for.
I got the Joe
It's
right.
not that far away.
I got the Joe right. Come on.
It's Joe Harris. Yeah.
Joe Harris. So they already got Max Strus.
But even if you want to say, oh, hey, we'll throw in Max Strus. Okay. But we got to pay him next year. You're getting, it's not like you're getting Max Strus and like you have him locked down for a few years on the cheap.
Right.
It's like, no, you get Max Strus and also like Max Strus last year, asset. You have him a year on the minimum. That's great. Next year, like you got to pay Max Strus $15 million. I don't know how many teams are feeling that, especially with the way he's shooting this year.
That's not a lot in basketball.
It's not a lot in basketball, Leroy, but I think a lot of people are probably looking at the Heat lately and they're seeing all these undrafted guys that they can turn into certain years and thinking like, how much do we really believe that those guys are going to be at the level of those contracts? Because the Heat are already seeing it with Duncan Robinson and they're getting bit in the ass by it. How many teams are looking at Gabe Vincent or Max Strus and saying, man, we give that guy X amount of dollars for this many years and we think it's really going to pay off?
I mean, look at Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, nothing. Look at Hassan. Any of these guys. It's tough when they leave the culture hub and they go elsewhere. Who are the guys who have worked out? Who? Derek Jones Jr.? Josh Richardson? Justice Winslow? These aren't even the undrafted guys. I'm like, not many guys leave here, and you're like, whoo. They took. Patrick Beverley's probably the last guy.
Say Patrick Beverley?
Yeah, and he didn't even make a roster. So I think when the Heat put that narrative out to the local reporters, oh yeah, Kyrie's not a fit. Nah, dude, you don't want to trade your top three guys for him, which I respect. I wouldn't do it either. But what else do you have after that? I would say probably your most attractive pieces are Vic and Caleb Martin. But I don't know. Vic, Caleb Martin, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, I don't know. I mean, the Nets. And then here's the other thing with the Nets. You're let's say they're equal assets. They've already shown you they're pettily not going to give them to the Lakers, allegedly, reportedly. You're going to trade Kyrie Irving to a potential playoff matchup for basically samesies? Would you do that, Leroy? Or would you trade him to a team that maybe you'll face in the finals? All things being awesome for both of us. Would you trade him to a team that you could maybe face in the first round? No way. So I'm just saying, I don't believe the whole culture reporting thing. I think that's bogus. Window dressing. Old Tobes, guess what? Not passing the old smell test. And this nose can smell. Look at it.
Now all of a sudden you're a bomb sniffing dog.
Look at it. Doesn't pass. But here, this right here, this is the report that Kyrie Irving doesn't fit the Heat culture. Doesn't pass it. Sorry.
Dude, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Doesn't pass the smell test, dude. Oh, man. But we did get some big news this weekend. All right. Perhaps the biggest news in the old world of Tobin.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get to that coming on up. But before that, I do want to say play one last thing before we get. Would you like to hear Jimmy Butler's thoughts on not making the All-Star team?
Yes.
Here is Jimmy Buckets on not going to Utah.
Me, no All-Star? Man, please. I see y'all when I see y'all. But Bam does deserve that. He's been carrying the load a lot this year. I'm happy for him. As for me, I'm happy I get a vacation, baby.
Is there any player who cares less about All-Star weekend?
I think Jimmy's like, oh, great. I made the All-Star. Check that off the box. Now I'm done. We'll take a quick break. Get to that big news over the weekend coming up. Hour 2 coming up next. It's our Tua, Tonga Vailoa, not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort, Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua, it's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa, Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Our Tua the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Let's get to some headlines here, brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford. Where's your truck, Leroy? Where's your trucks?
We know trucks.
Yeah, I love that Leroy has Ford props now.
That's good stuff.
We got a lot of props here. Listen, we got cat talk coming up.
Look at
That's
that.
just product placement right there.
Fantasy vibe.
Dude, so I saw this today. I was at 7-Eleven. I was like, fantasy vibe. And it was Mandarin marshmallow.
Yes, it tastes here. I tasted it. It kind of tastes like creamsicle.
And I like it.
Oh.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
By the way, they sent us Leroy, a haul of Celsius, and I've examined it. They sent us everything.
Oh, yeah. Did you see some cola?
I don't know if I saw cola, but I saw everything else. They have tropical vibes, dude. I know you like that.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the cat talk later. First, headlines. Heat, they fall to Milwaukee Bucks 123-115. Jimmy Butler, he had 32 points, but none of them coming in the fourth quarter. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had 35 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. So triple dubs for the Greek Freak. And so they got the best. Miami had a 1-3 trip. They are off up until Wednesday. No practice day. I would imagine they're going to be on the practice floor tomorrow as they gear up for some action against the Indiana Pacers. You had the Pro Bowl yesterday. I spent very little time watching it. It was a flag football game. I'm out. Tonight, Miami Hurricanes, they take on Duke. We hate them. That gets going tonight, 7 o'clock. I believe Hogman and Crowder are broadcasting live from the Watsco today. So if you go see them, say hello to the boys out there. 7 o'clock tip-off tonight from the Watt as number 23 Canes taking on Duke. The Panthers are also in action tonight. They take on those dastardly Tampa Bay Lightning. So we got a couple rivalry games tonight, Leroy. Coach L versus Duke. He owns them, especially at home. And then Cats, Bolts.
Oof.
Yep.
Can't get past them.
Hate them. Hate Kucherov. Vasilevsky.
Is he playing or does he just wait till the playoffs?
Kucherov, he's actually playing. Yeah, I think you can only pull that trick so many times.
That is hockey Kyrie right there.
He plays when he wants to play. Some big news for the Canes. Kevin Steele is leaving the Miami Hurricanes. He is becoming the defensive coordinator at Alabama.
Wow.
So he is rats off a ship. He is now going over to Nick Saban. He's leaving for Daddy Nick.
He's going so he'll be a head coach in 2 years.
I don't know. I mean, he is old.
Hey, that is coaching rehab.
So yeah, the Canes now have to search for another coordinator. I gotta tell you, I was proud of Joe Rose this morning. I was proud of him because if old Tobes came up with this idea, I would be laughed out of the building.
It was a good idea, man.
You hear what Joe Rose said?
No.
Proud of him. I wanted to give Joe a hug today, but I forgot because Marcos wouldn't answer his phone.
Okay.
He thinks, and I agree, next defensive coordinator for the Canes, Jason Taylor.
Okay.
Wow.
Goosey.
Sign me up for that, dude. I am in. Goosey. And on top of it, you want to get one of Joe's reasons?
Why?
Handsome.
That's true.
And I was like, exactly, Joe. Exactly. You gotta woo those mamas in the recruiting room.
So not
handsome,
He
dude.
didn't say that.
Handsome. He's got, look at him. He's
Now,
raised
can I-
two
can I-
division 1 level sons right now.
Can
Let's
I
get
make
JT out there, dude?
can-
Give him the
can I
headset.
make- can I make one small point here?
What?
In order for Jason to do this, you do realize that it'll probably consume more time than when he played, and you got to be
there.
but he's there, but he's there on his terms.
Yeah, dude. But hold on, he's been a high school.
I'm
coach.
just
Counterpoint though. He's been a high school coach, film junkie. Marcos, you've been in the booth with him.
Film junkie.
Film
okay.
junkie.
Film junkie.
Listen, you
to
two.
something.
Listen,
Film. Okay.
you two knuckleheads
And Joe Rose.
Yep. 3.
and Joe Rose.
Okay, that's 3 knuckleheads.
That's a big.
I
knuckle.
get what you're saying. The time consumption to do that job will far and exceed any football job he's had to this point. He has to be willing to take that next step. If he's not, then it's a moot point. Don't just with the recruiting, the game planning, the film study, his workload will increase exponentially. So don't just assume that he's already not at that level.
Dude.
I'm just telling you.
Marcos, what's he a junkie of?
Oh,
Film, dude.
Dog,
He's like the Chris Forster of film.
Yes, he is.
that's all that's all on his own time. There's a difference when you are a defensive or offensive coordinator. That time consumes you.
Okay,
You got to be willing to take that step.
All right, but dude's handsome.
Handsome, man.
Handsome,
Oh my
man.
God.
Brown
And he's like got a
Oh,
Hall of Famer up
boy.
the staff with Cristobal.
Smooth skin.
Look, you guys can promote Charlie Strong. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But you know what's really cool?
Mm.
JTDC, son.
Remember his celebration, the circle, and then the
Oh, punches it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
wow.
With the and man, he'd look good in a polo. Oh,
Does
coach
he?
in polo, dude. Wow. He knows the conferences. Got a
True.
son in the SEC.
Mhm.
Got a son in the Pac-12.
You know what he likes to do?
Hmm?
Consume film.
Wow, he is like
Film
the Pac-Man of
junkie, dude.
film, dude. Yep,
Handsome too. Did I mention that?
dude, handsome. This guy's got to be the defensive coordinator.
Tall,
Come on,
thin.
this is the guy right here. And it's not like he hasn't been a coach. Coach St. Thomas.
True.
Come on,
Dude, stop it.
why?
You're telling me being the defensive coordinator for the Miami Hurricanes
Yeah,
is the samesies as being a high school coach.
dude. Well, first of all, it's like the high school program. Like that place is. It's more of a factory. If really, then a pro.
Oh
I don't
my
even think it's
God.
fair to call them a program.
Dude,
It's more like a factory.
can
Second of
I-
all,
can we just
second of all,
can we stop?
no. Just hear me out.
Please, no.
Second
I'm
of
trying
all-
to stop you.
No.
I
Second
don't
of
want to
all,
hear.
why?
This is stupid.
It's not stupid, dude. It's not stupid. It's actually, it's probably, in a lot of ways, I think it'd be the smartest thing Mario Cristobal could ever do.
Yep.
People scoffed at Ken Dorsey being head coach. He might be a head coach in the NFL soon.
Yeah,
They
but
scoffed.
look at the path that he's taken. He
I know, but
will
it
be
was-
a head coach.
Yeah, but it was a garbage path. Like he had to go be like the assistant AD with Butch Davis at FIU for a year, and that was a wasted year for him.
Right.
Now he has anger.
And so you just. Oh my God! Why do you do this to me? This is.
Why don't you
torture.
ever want to do anything fun?
This is torture.
I didn't come up with this idea. Joe Rose did.
it's true.
He's not silly
So
sauce.
can I ask you a question? And I like JT. I think he brings a lot. No, I do. I think he brings a lot to a lot of credibility to that staff, and he brings a level of expertise to those players that maybe a coach at that level can't bring. But you think Jason Taylor's more qualified than Charlie Strong?
Well, Charlie Strong has had the job,
No,
of course. But
I'm just asking you a question.
Here's the thing, dude.
He's tired.
Charlie Strong, wouldn't you want to go a little? You know what that is? Outside the box, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering.
Outside the box. I don't want to be box. Yeah, Charlie Strong's safe. Okay.
Safe.
If you told me today Charlie Strong is the hire, I'd be like, all right. But if you told me JT was the hire, you know what that sound is?
Yeah.
That's the rest of the ACC sweating.
Really?
Goosies. That's the rest. Honestly, you want to know something? Here's the truth of it. You know who loves Nick Saban and who Saban loves? Jason Taylor. And you know what Nick Saban's going to think to himself?
Yeah.
I just made a grave mistake. I hired the wrong guy off of the Miami staff.
It's true.
Because what you just did is you set the domino effect there, Nick Saban.
Say that again.
Domino effect, dude.
No. Say the whole thing.
I think I messed it up. The point is, if he doesn't hire Kevin Steele, he's still here. And Jason Taylor's not going to be the defensive coordinator of the Miami Hurricanes.
No, you're not. I'm not going to just let you foam at the mouth, and we ain't going to call you out on something ridiculous because you won't stop. Stop this nonsense.
AKW
Do you know how
says,
much? You know how time. See, I honestly do believe this. I don't think that people like you and Marcos understand the time consumption that is taken to do one of these jobs, whereas an offense or defensive coordinator. And a lot of times that is the commitment that needs to be made. And a lot of players don't want to make that commitment for whatever reason, whether it's family, whether you're doing other things, whatever. So before we even consider this, the first question that has to be asked is JT ready to make this commitment? Before you just assume that he should have that position.
Hear me out. What is he going to do? Okay. First of all, he's already been on Dancing with the Stars. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's already done the whole I've been a TV analyst guy.
Yep.
He's made the Hall of Fame. Okay.
I think he was a TV analyst to become a Hall of Famer.
You know what? I don't think you're wrong. But the point is, he's done it all.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it all. And now it's time to grow up. And what I want him to do, he's already a defensive analyst. You got to just shift offices, dude. That's it.
Yep.
It's a little office shift. Little walksy. Nothing wrong with that. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he's got. We could try Charlie Strong.
Nah,
okay.
We get it, though.
I think Leroy's frozen. Or he's just angry. Nope. He's blinked. We could do Charlie Strong. Look, if the news is today, Canes hired Charlie Strong, be like, this is old Tobes. But if you hire Jason Taylor,
dude,
wow, goosies.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is an honest question that I know that I'm not gonna get an honest answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway to kind of put it on record. Right? Where this team is, don't you want the most qualified guy for the job?
Qualifications are a funny thing, though. You know, some may say, no, Charlie Strong, qualified, but are we doing coach and retread? We doing been there, done that with Charlie Strong? You know, maybe it's time to get somebody a little younger.
Is this team in a place where you can take that chance?
I mean, they were 5-7 last year. Might as well start new. Gonna have a new coordinator there. Let's get a new coordinator over here. New car smell.
I just come to the realization that if I'm a fan of a franchise, a team that I want to see have success,
yep,
I want your opinions as far away from it as possible.
Why? First of all, that's not fair. This isn't my idea.
It is fair.
It's Joe Rose's idea. It's Joe Rose's idea.
Ridiculous.
I'm just going with my guy Joe. Little double down. Joe knows.
Both of y'all.
Why?
I'm gonna put y'all on the same boat.
That's not fair.
And push it off the dock.
That's not fair, dude.
Why not? It's ridiculous.
Junkie. He loves film.
Do you
knows the recruiting process?
Mm-hmm. How many recruit trips you think JT's been on?
I don't know, but he just had his sons on 2 of them, right? Like one plays for LSU, one plays for Arizona. You know what that means? Knows the process.
He also he didn't really get recruited, but
no, he went to Akron.
Yeah, the Akron Zips.
You know what that also means?
What?
Knows how to find diamonds in the rough because he was one. Takes a diamond to know a diamond.
That's what they say.
Beverly's Jewelers. Telling you. JT's Jewelers.
Dude.
What the J stands for in Jason? In JT?
What's Jackass.
Jewelers.
Like, what are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? Stop it!
Dade South says, stop arguing with crazy, Leroy.
I know! I can't help it!
No, he said stop arguing with crazy Leroy. That's what
he
said.
That's what he said. No, he put a comma there. He did put a comma. Damn punctual Dade South. Damn it.
He probably read it. He probably read it before he sent it and said, I better put a comma. They're going to think I'm talking about Leroy.
Texter writes in, rain cloud Leroy at it again.
I'm being a rain cloud?
Rain cloud, dude.
You know what? I'm going to say this to all you jackasses. And when I say all of you, I mean all of you. Right? Sometimes I hope you get what you wish for just so you can understand it. And it sucks that I feel that way because I know the reality of the situation.
Your argument is he doesn't want to spend the time doing it.
That's not my argument. My argument is that you don't know this. Like,
neither do you.
It's a substantial amount. And what did I say? Before you even suggest anything like this, you better be sure that he's willing to make that commitment of time. Is that not what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I'm keeping it real. I'm not dismissing it as you're currently putting it out there.
Didn't Jason Taylor have to miss his son's first touchdown to watch them get their ass kicked on the sidelines by Middle Tennessee State? A cameraman had to show him. That's commitment, dude. No, you're going to watch the team lose to the Blue Raiders. You're going to miss your son's first touchdown.
So let me get, if you were in that position, you would have went and watched your son's game.
No, my point is he's committed.
No, but then it's a different, dude, it's a different level of commitment. I'm telling you. I don't know why you don't understand that. You would be the first person that's pissed off if...
You know what I figured out about you? This is the truth. And it pains me to say this. You're a fame shamer. Woo! You're a fame shamer. That's what you are. Anytime I want a famous guy, you think they're not committed.
Leroy.
Yep, a fame shamer.
Wow, Leroy.
I'm saying that you better be damn sure he is committed.
Whatever you say. Fame shamer.
Fame shamer.
Fame shamer, dude. Fame shamer.
I want to use another F word for you, but because of rules and regulations, I'm not allowed to. And I like this job.
Take a break. Back after this.
Let the hype
Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, Marcos, Leroy left us, so could you give us a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Weather currently 77 degrees.
Looking a little rainy out there. Looking a little ominous out there.
It's not partly cloudy. It's mostly cloudy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's unfortunate. 25 degrees Celsius, if anyone's wondering. You see how annoying that is? Imagine if I told you, it's 25 outside right now.
I mean, I think if we were British, we wouldn't care.
True. Speaking of weather, I talked to Jason Jackson this weekend, who was in Milwaukee with the Heat. He said that it was so cold over there, it burned.
Did it really?
Yeah, he said it was 7 degrees.
Wow.
John Crotty felt the same way, and it was very cool.
It was cool to see the Heat. They went to Tyler Hero's high school retirement.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you see this dude just pacing back and forth in the background.
Oh my God,
what's going on there?
It's a serious meeting going on.
Very upset.
See the
very
hand
upset.
movement?
Yeah, I mean, he's
letting someone
dude is
go,
stressed.
He
also seems to disagree with my point of making Jason Taylor the defensive coordinator of the Canes, and he's just stressed.
Yeah, he's calling up favors apparently.
But yeah, it was cool to see that everybody did that. Tyler had a nice game. Tyler had a nice game against the Bucks. They just they just didn't have enough, and man, really just can't shoot. That's an unfortunate thing. We'll get more into the Heat in just a bit, and Leroy, by the way, this is one of those where Leroy's out for medical. He has to do something in Cleveland, so he'll be back in minutes. We'll get to him and we'll get to his thoughts there. But some texts are rolling in. Guy says, "Why didn't Nick Saban poach Taylor then? Rehired for the third time, Kevin Steele. Jason Taylor needs to be co-DC for a few years." See, this is where you guys don't know that you're insulting somebody. Okay, he's Jason Taylor. He is a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need to be anything. And he already spent time. He was a defensive analyst last year. What are we talking about? It's pretty wild.
Look, Ed Reed, what was he last year on our squad?
He was the chief.
Chief, right? Which I still don't know what that is. Love him.
It's nothing.
Great. He was about to be leading a football program in Bethune-Cookman.
Yep. Before their scoundrelness.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if he's available, I wouldn't mind picking him back up. But
Bring
anyway, yeah, bring him back. You can't say a person is or isn't qualified. You see it in the NBA all the time. People go from Steve Nash or Jeff Saturday, we just saw most recently. If a person in charge deems this person is capable of doing the job, they're gonna do the job.
I know Leroy gets on me in this with the fame thing and thinking just because a guy's a good player, he'll be good at this. But this isn't the reason this isn't like Jeff Saturday is Jeff Saturday was on television. He wasn't coaching. He could have been on a staff. He was offered staff jobs. Jason Taylor was on the coaching staff. He has been coaching. He's been either in high school or he's been on the Kane staff as a defensive analyst. He's been in the building. He already has a relationship with Cristobal. That's why it's different to me. This isn't me doing the crazy great guy thing. I know why it seems like that and it smells like that because I always do that. I understand I'm not a great character witness on this. However, this is not quite the same. This guy has been around. He has been a defense coordinator at maybe the best high school program in the country. Okay. He has been a defensive analyst with the Miami Hurricanes. 2 of his kids are in Division I programs, one of them at one of the best in the country at LSU. So he knows all of that element to it as well. And thirdly, and maybe most importantly, although that may be fourthly, he is handsome.
Yeah, that's true.
He's handsome, dude. So I don't really know, what is the big argument here? Other than you want to go, if they go Charlie Strong, I'm not going to hate it. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's a little predictable. And I think that you should keep some peeps on their toes. And what keeps people on their toes is having Jason Taylor be defensive coordinator. I thought it was a great idea by Joe Rose. I'm jealous of it. I'm jealous he was on the air before me to say it. And it was a great idea. And just, props to him. And Joe Rose, this is as reasonable. I have discussions with Joe Rose every single morning. He's as reasonable as it gets when it comes to this. Most of the time he looks at me sideways with my takes.
Yeah.
That's how he looks at me with that look like, all right,
this guy,
this Tobes, what is he, I get those looks. This was his idea. I'm just co-signing it. That's it. And for anybody who disagrees with it, go to hell.
Oh, okay. I get Leroy's point. This is a huge commitment, But like you said, man, he's already committed. You know, it's just an office move. He's already doing things. Well, what's the natural progression? What is he doing this for? For fun?
Yeah. What do
So-
you think he's doing it for? You think he just wants to hang out with the Hurricanes? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he wants a future in this.
For sure.
People may say, too much too soon. And I say to you, why? Who's got a better defensive mind than this man? He's Jason mother bleeping Taylor.
Yep.
And what is he a junkie of? Film, dude. When you were there watching him broadcast while he was, by the way, a job he left.
Yep.
To what? Coach. Focus more on coaching.
To be an assistant.
Could have been sitting there with Joe Rose and Jimmy Cephalo.
Yep.
What did he leave for? Why wasn't he doing it anymore? Why didn't he want to broadcast? Because he wanted to focus more on coaching. You think that's just because, that's why? No. He wants to get to the top.
Yep.
That's what greatness wants to do. And you guys are fame shaming him. And I won't have it. I don't like it. And I don't appreciate it. Another guy says Charlie Strong is the guy that should be D coordinator.
Why though? Like he already had it. Like we get it.
You had your chance, Charlie Strong.
We get it.
You had your chance. Another guy says, "Hiya JT at the U, Tush Gibson."
Oh, perfect.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
So
What do you think Nick Friedel's going to do now that he doesn't have Kyrie Irving to badger? I think he's just going to move on to Dallas.
Yeah, Kyrie, what do you think of playing with Doncic? And does he remind you of a prime Derrick Rose? And does Maxi Kleber look like?
You think he hasn't fixed his connection yet?
No, I don't think so, dude. I saw Nick Friedel at a Heat game, and he looked like a glitch.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, he's
So his connection's
kind of
fine.
pixelated here.
It's him actually.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. We'll take a quick break. Got a mixed bag. We're gonna mix it up, dude. A mixed bag coming on up with Marcos coming up next.
AM 560.
210.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQM. Hey, stay tuned for some cat talk, which is always brought to you on this show by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. We will get to that. But first, let's get to Marcos, who's ready to mix it on up with a mix bag. Hello, Jennifer. Hello. How are you? Coming us from the dungeon. What's going on there?
It's not a dungeon, guys.
It does. It looks like a
for sure. It's a
dungeon.
dungeon.
You know, something's going on there. Like, you know, you got Scooby the Warden over there.
Mm-hmm.
I promise that everything is fine. There's nothing
wrong. Marcos, what do we got today?
Hello, sir. This is where I speak, right?
Yeah.
Time now for a mixed bag.
I just said that.
I know.
Just
Got good stuff. got good stuff in the mixed bag today. We got some Tyreek Hill, who was mic'd up. Did a lot of different interviews and stuff.
Great.
So he spoke to a lot of people. He spoke to a few of them. I'm going to play a few of them so we don't get a Tyreek Hill overdose. First one I'm going to have is getting a little bit of insight. Marlon Humphrey from the Ravens actually was doing some interviewing as well. And he asked Tyreek Hill what was going through his mind as the Ravens were beating us. As you remember, that was our biggest comeback victory in 20 years or something like that.
Yep.
So Tyreek Hill gives you insight as to what goes into a huge comeback.
Give me your thoughts when we were beating you guys by like 35 points, and then like, what was going on there in you guys' locker room, in you guys' head?
There was nothing going on in our heads. We was
just locked in.
We was just locked in the whole entire game. Like, we knew that you guys were eventually going to fold. Because now I'm finna get real. Now I'm finna get real. Now I'm finna get real.
This went a direction I didn't think it was gonna go. Actually,
Baltimore Ravens,
and I think we're gonna end this.
Bunch of front
and I think we're gonna
end
end
a bunch
this.
of front runners.
I think we're gonna end this interview. Actually, we're gonna end this interview, guys.
It's not wrong. I mean, they did choke a lot this year.
They did.
They did
He
choke a lot
just
this year.
keep on saying it and just like running away.
Run runners!
Runners!
I like it.
That's Tobin behavior. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love it.
Dade South, beloved.
Yeah.
He says Tobin is being a special kind of jackass today. And I just want to say, Dade South,
nice.
You've changed, man.
Whoa!
You've changed, dude. You used to be the head, the sidekick of Silly Sauce, and now all of a sudden, old Tobes is too much of a jackass. You've changed.
Minus
Dade
one
South.
for sass.
What happened? What'd you get? Like an accounting job or something? You all mature? You know, you a CEO? We don't even know. We don't even know.
We're dating North now, for all we know.
North.
What else we got in the mixed bag here, Marcos?
Staying in the same realm of Tyreek Hill interviews, I got one of Stephon Diggs here. You know, Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bill, most recently known for yelling at his quarterback very aggressively.
Very aggressively.
I just want, I'm just gonna let the audio speak for itself. You
Okay.
tell me what you hear, Tobin.
Stephon Diggs, all pro,
Little Mike.
Pro Bowler.
What's the Little Mike?
It's a little Mike. Can you say two nice things about the Miami Dolphins?
Two nice things. Great weather. Like, if you want to get a tan, go to the Miami Stadium, but only be on our side, because like that's where it's most like it's best.
Wow. You know what I hear?
Yeah, what's that?
Sour grapes. That's what I hear.
That's what I thought.
Stephon Diggs, sour grapes, still whining. You know when it wasn't a problem, Stephon? The year before that, when you guys broke Tua's ribs. Now all of a sudden you guys discovered it was hot on that side of the sidelines. Again, front runners, dude.
Front
runners.
Can't get over that.
I think it's over for them.
Think so?
I think it's over for the Buffalo
everything's
Bills.
exploding now. Huh?
Over.
Wow.
I think it's over. I think their window, closed.
Didn't even make it to the Super Bowl.
It is Super Bowl week, by the way, everybody. We probably should mention that as a sports radio show, not in Phoenix.
I don't know when we can or cannot say that word, so I don't even know. I just avoid it all.
Oh, you as long as we're not selling anything,
yeah,
you can say it.
But look at me though, man.
But you're nervous. I get it.
Just scared.
I understand.
The big game.
Like if you're saying we're showing the big game at the Improv tonight, you don't say the S word.
Yeah, can't say it.
But if we're just talking about Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts,
yes,
who's got the edge in the Super Bowl? Completely okay.
I don't know.
Completely okay.
I'm in all the vibes because this is a
But I'll tell you one
shirt
thing.
from-
Don't you dare say anything about Michael Buffer. Otherwise, our boss, Glenn, he'll kill you.
Every year we get an
He'll
email.
kill you.
I'll break your legs.
I'll
if you
break
say
your
that.
legs if you. Me even just saying his name. He's getting nervous. But don't you dare.
For sure.
Don't you dare say what he's famous for or what his lines are.
I don't
Or
know.
he'll
man.
kill me.
He must have been like a mob boss back in the day. He's got this market on hold. Dude.
Apparently so. What else we got in the mixed bag, man?
Continuing on in the mixed bag, staying in the realm of NFL. This is one you put me on. I had no idea about this, and I think it's quite ridiculous, actually. Our boy Antonio Brown, and when I say our boy, I don't mean our boy.
When you say our boy Antonio Brown, you mean we are as far away
Yeah, exactly.
associated with Antonio Brown.
For sure. This is him recently, kind of putting the blame on on a person specifically. He says that James Harrison gave him CTE.
I wanted to tell you guys that I think James Harrison gave me CTE. James Harrison had a legal helmet for over 20 years in the NFL, and he hit me one time. And ever since he hit me, I've been super aggressive.
That was a thing though. Like, didn't people? I don't think it was that hit, but didn't people do that with Antonio Brown? I think it was like a hit he took from Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say because
I feel like that's been a theory that his personality has changed from CT, which maybe it has. I don't want to like rule it out. I just find it odd that he's blaming James Harrison for doing it in practice. That's kind of crazy.
Wasn't that his teammate? I don't understand.
Yeah, it was his teammate.
How often?
Well, he said he did it in practice.
I mean, I get, like big hits happen for sure, especially from James Harrison. But man, I feel like there's other shots that I've seen that are like, wow, that was pretty brutal.
Well, we don't see practice, so maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I can't
What do I
rule it
know?
out,
Yeah.
but I think James Harrison's probably like waking up that morning, probably lifting 700 pounds because
How does
that's
he still do that?
That's obviously what that's what James Harrison does is just lift a insane amount of weight.
Yeah.
He really does seem like he wants to burn every bridge possible of anybody he's had a relationship with, Antonio Brown. Doesn't matter what, whether it's Tom Brady, James Harrison, or his baby mama who he's doing things on social media.
Correct.
It's Antonio Brown, But it all started with James Harrison hitting him. And James, why'd you do that, man?
Shame on you,
Dude.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that, James Harrison? Why would you hit him so hard? Illegal helmet, too. Doesn't that sound like he's using like a gladiator helmet?
Yeah.
Illegal helmet. Wasn't that a thing with Antonio Brown? Didn't he have a helmet thing?
He did.
Wasn't that a thing with
Oakland, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, with Oakland.
Yeah, he
with that was a huge thing. Like they wouldn't let him wear his helmet so he wouldn't play.
Yeah.
So now he's getting on James Harrison for having a helmet thing?
His helmet.
I don't know, dude.
Something's fishy around here. Who has the illegal helmet? Is it Antonio Brown? And is that really the cause?
Who knows?
Can't trust him.
As we like to say on this show, hard to say.
Hard to say.
Hard to say, dude.
All right, you ready for the next item in the mixed bag?
Only, yeah.
All right. Well, I think you're going to be less excited when you hear what this is. LeBron recently spoke on his GOAT moment. Would you like to hear what he said?
36 points away from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on national television tomorrow. We'll see.
We'll see.
That one right there made you the greatest player of all time. Everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special.
What is this from?
This is from the shop. This is in reference to the 3-1 comeback against the Warriors. He defines that as his GOAT moment.
Yeah.
Do you consider that his GOAT moment? Do you consider him the GOAT?
I don't consider him the GOAT.
Mm.
I consider him the GOAT of this era.
All right.
But I don't consider him the GOAT.
All right.
He is tremendous. And look, there's been a lot of good basketball players. He's like, I think as Riley said, probably like top 2, top 3. But does that make him the GOAT? It's halfway to Jordan. I mean, you did something, you got down, you came back, did something that hadn't been done before.
I guess they said the greatest team.
Pretty awesome.
Yep.
Pretty awesome from him. I mean, is it better than beating the Thunder in 5? I don't know. Okay. I mean, that's not what I think if we would all say, yeah, it was your greatest moment. You did also have the JJ Barea thing. I mean,
okay.
Did get cramps game 1 against the Spurs.
That's the one that bothers me, to be honest. The cramps, dude.
Yeah.
Cramps.
Had it twice.
Cramps. That's what we're talking about.
One
here?
time he had cramps. He hit a 3 against the Thunder in game 4. Then Mario Chalmers and Dwayne Wade took it home.
True.
And the other one, he was just on the sidelines because those damn cheating Spurs with their air conditioner. But then again, could he have left a 3-peat team all of a sudden? Very interesting. Give him that one game, and then all of a sudden, now he can exit out to Cleveland, and everybody likes him again. Why would he do that?
Interesting.
I think he will, but so he is gonna break the record on national TV this week, though, right? Because it's like Thunder tomorrow on TNT.
Yep.
And then he's got, I think, the Bucks on Thursday.
Yeah.
So,
I think we decided it was going to be the Bucks.
I think the Bucks. I mean, he could score. What has he got? 36 points. He could do that against the Thunder.
Definitely.
For sure. Maybe he's angry because of a Kyrie thing, holding a grudge. Apparently, he'd be mad at Joe Tsai. He didn't want to do it for spite. Unless the Lakers are lying and they weren't going to give up 2 first-round picks. They just leaked that they were, and they leaked the Joe Tsai thing to make them look good so LeBron wouldn't get mad at them.
Yeah. Well, LeBron was very sad. So maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me.
It's
I
maybe.
mean, could anybody be more passive aggressive than this guy?
Yeah.
That's why he's not the GOAT.
I don't know. Maybe it's me.
You can't be passive aggressive. You just need to be aggressive like Michael Jordan and make fun of
Yeah.
your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you really want to be the GOAT, LeBron.
Yeah. Gamble with the security guy.
We'll take a quick break. Leroy will be back with us. If you guys want to text the show, you can 305-567-0560. We'll get some more of your reaction. Some people thinking some interesting things. The Heat not getting in on Kyrie. There's some new reports there on their interest or what their interest was there. And more to get to here as the Silly Sauce rolls on.
Just bring me back life when I'm wasted. Just bring me back.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy. You're
What's
back.
up?
How goes things in Cleveland?
Let's see. Myles Garrett dislocated his toe, and so they're all
They're mad about that.
hyperventilating. I'm
I
like,
can understand that. Your best player getting hurt in the Pro Bowl, flag football, or whatever the hell
dude,
skills
it's
competition
6 months
was.
before you got to play football again.
Still, it's just the principle.
Okay.
Just the principle of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you said, if Ramsey would have hurt Tyreek even a little bit.
Oh, if he would have hurt Tyreek Hill, I would have been so mad. So mad. Tyreek Hill did look like
that's like one of your favorite players too, right?
He did look like he would have been like he looked like he was having more fun than anybody at the Pro Bowl this year, Tyreek Hill.
Right.
He gave a little bit of a little nod to the Chiefs. His former team is in the Super Bowl. And he gave a nod to Andy Reid, who was walking off the team plane, and he just gave a shot to Big Red, old Andy Reid.
I tell you what, is there anybody who doesn't like Andy Reid?
No, I don't think so. I think everybody loves Andy Reid.
I mean, even when Philly fired him, they really kind of did it like,
right, and they won. They both won. Since I think that's why everybody was like, "Oh, it's just the Andy Reid Bowl." Like, I feel like it would have been if neither team won. It's a much bigger story, but now it's like the Kelsey brothers. I mean, honestly, it's the two best teams. Like, that's the story, right?
Correct. Been the two best teams all year, right?
Been the two best teams all year. It's a great game,
which never happens. By the way, never happens.
Frauds.
Which one?
Philly.
Oh,
Philly is a fraud.
Yeah.
Here's why. Here's why you think that, Marcos. Because when you watch them, there's really no one thing that stands out, either with somebody throwing for 350 or somebody running for 175 or defense having 3 or 4 turns. Nothing stands out, which is the worst teams to play. They're the worst teams to play because they win the game up front, both offensively and defensively. They get sacks. They've sacked the quarterback more times than anybody since, I want to say, 92, right? And, offensively, they run the ball extremely well. They do the RPO. Jalen Hurts may throw the ball for 200, 250, but then he'll have 75, 80 yards rushing. It's just a little bit of everything. And because you can't hang your hat on one thing, you want to call them frauds.
No, we want to call them frauds because their schedule was soft as Charmin, dude.
Name a signature
soft.
win.
But this isn't college. This isn't college. You don't make up your schedule.
Doesn't
it's
matter.
Not their fault.
Whatever, dude. Frauds.
Okay. I'll take Philly. Whatever you guys want. You want some of this smoke? I
actually do want this smoke. I just got to figure out what the bet is. It can't be Celsius because I got cases of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got so much Celsius.
Ooh, you got a little combo pack.
I got 2 12-packs in here.
Did you not see the picture I sent you guys of how much we have?
I did, but I thought all I was stuck on was how much Fuji apple there was. But then I realized, oh man, they have all the flavors. They were just block J Fig. I didn't know.
Yeah, the orange one. Very excited to try it.
You like the orange?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I started off with orange, and
that's the first one I tried.
Yeah, went with orange, and then I kicked it up to Fuji, and then I was a Fuji, and then the cola one just got me.
Let's get through it. Speaking of hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your plan. Get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. If you guys didn't see this weekend, Matthew Tkachuk, he was named the NHL All-Star Game MVP, playing in that game with Barkey and his brother Brady Tkachuk, and it was a Tkachuk takeover. But
they go back to playing basketball quick as hell, don't they? I mean, babe, hockey.
Hockey, yeah.
After the All-Star,
right back at it, dude.
All-Star game on
I was so confused.
Enough of that
All-Star
nonsense.
game on Saturday. There's a game tonight.
Yep, back at it, dude. Enough nonsense.
Right.
So the Panthers will be in action tonight, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hate that team. 7:00 puck drop from FLA Live Arena. But can we hear a little bit from Alexander Barkov here, Marcos? Barkey was talking about the fun that he had playing with Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, and how much he enjoyed being on that line with them.
I mean, it was actually fun. I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, two great guys. And off ice especially, and on ice we had a lot of fun, like you said, on the bench, on the ice. Like you never felt like any nerves or anything because you were having fun and enjoying every second. And I think all my passes or whatever I had was just like give the puck to them, and I don't think I touched the puck in offensive zone at all.
Just feels like Barkov. Not much for the Yucks, huh? Like he wakes up,
like
he just lives and breathes hockey.
Yeah.
Like you always wonder, what does Barkov do to relax? Hockey. Thinks about hockey. Just smells hockey. I think he's got a rink in his house.
I mean, Bob was giving up goals in his driveway during the pandemic.
I don't remember. Can we hear a little bit from Matthew Tkachuk winning the All-Star Game MVP, what that meant to him?
To be honest, I really didn't care about anything other than just representing my team, and it's a big honor to be one of the representatives, like along with Barkey, to be like the host city. Without everybody saying it, it kind of revolves around us a little bit with having the home crowd on our side and doing the big skills and starting the game, having the fans basically just cheer for us. Like it's a big deal. So like no pressure with it, but like we definitely felt that we had to do our part throughout the weekend to show what a great place and what great fans we have. And I know we both enjoyed everything that we did, and it was just an awesome weekend all around.
There you go. He's a great face for the Panthers.
He is. He's like, because he's not. He keeps it real. He's an agitator, but he's a great player. And usually, you have those guys who are the agitators. They just get in fights.
I always like
scoring. He is the whole package.
I always like when they have the corporate sponsor that gives him the MVP, and so he wins the Honda Pilot. And they're like, "What are you going to do with this car, Matthew?" Because that's a tomorrow decision, not today. Let me give it to Brady.
They got to pay taxes. Like, what's the deal with that? There's no way you just.
Yeah, you have to pay taxes for that.
All right, so what? That's not a free car then. Congratulations. Here's a couple $1,000.
I mean, they do get $1 million. The team that wins, they got to split it amongst their 11 players. So, what's that like? Probably after taxes, like $75,000 a piece, something like that.
I'll take it. That's what I was saying for the Pro Bowl. Just put like $1 million on everything.
That is what they did. They gave him a big $1 million check after they won. So that's kind of cool.
Pretty good.
It just looks cool. $1 million giant, and a giant check too. Got to be a giant check.
Like the check we gave to Jennifer.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
By the way,
smashing her side view mirror.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I should mention that Paul Maurice has confirmed, this is from Colby Guy of Florida Hockey Now, that Sergei Bobrovsky is back. He is starting tonight. Spencer Knight is the backup. That is the goalies are back.
Right.
The goalies are back,
right.
Leroy.
Let me put my overbet in.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
You don't gotta don't be your first reaction to our goalies being back saying, "Oh, overbet time."
I'm playing the percentages.
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. I got this going on. A little peach vibe, a little tropical vibe. I think this is the vibe variety pack that I got.
There's blue. There's blue. They just added the mandarin. There's pineapple.
Yeah, the mandarin with the marshmallow. That's what I had today.
The blue
I've already had 2 Celsius.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, that's why he's been acting the way he has.
Yeah.
2 Celsius and a Cafe Bustelo today. I'm like Man Campbell.
Yeah, I thought it was weird when you were doing backflips on the break. I thought that was strange.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that gives me the real energy. I've been saving this. The big news of the weekend was revealed Saturday morning. by UFC president Dana White. Here it was. The big news.
UFC 287. The main event is Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya in a rematch for the UFC middleweight title. The co-main event is Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal, a fight that would be great anywhere. But I'm always talking about big destination fights, and we are going back to Miami. At the Miami-Dade Arena, Miami, we are back.
Goosies.
Goosies galore.
Goosies galore. Triple G, whatever you want to say, dude.
Goosies.
Oh, perfect. I mean, we had the breadcrumbs. They were there. They obviously, it was accidentally leaked a week beforehand, and then they yanked it out. Oh, I don't know yet. You know, everybody was, and by the way, everybody tiptoeing around old Tobes. I didn't like it. People around the Heat, tiptoeing around Tobes. People around the UFC, tiptoeing around. We're not going to tell Tobin. You know, why did I get the leaks? You should have let me break the news.
Yeah.
I was talking to one guy from the UFC this week, and I'm like, hey, so rumors true? Huh? He goes, just like a sly fox would be like, I would certainly enjoy that. And I was like, what? Why can't anybody just let me know?
Why would they do
I'm
that?
a lockbox, dude. I wouldn't leak it
You
if you
can
didn't want me
keep
to
a
leak it.
secret.
I can keep a secret. Don't look at
I
me like that,
agree.
Leroy.
What?
I think you can.
I've only been championing this for years, asking for the UFC to come back to Miami. It's only been 20 years. 20 years and nearly 4 since they've even been to South Florida. I am so excited. Oh, Leroy. I'm so excited. Who do I get to hug at the Heat's Arena on Wednesday? That's what I want to know. Do I go to Michael McCullough? Do I hug him? Eric Woolworth? Who do I hug? Riles, Mickey Harrison? Who can I hug for this? For finally making this happen. I'm so excited, Leroy.
I mean, you got to go to the UFC, not.
Well, the Heat, I know, but the Heat had to lure him in here. Yeah, you had to fish him in.
No, they rent the arena.
No, the Heat set that stuff up, dude.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think they're negotiating with the mayor?
Oh, like no. But what I'm saying is that doesn't the UFC basically rent the arena so they can get all
The
of
Heat
the money?
operate it. No, the Heat operate it. Like everybody over there, they operate it.
Well, yeah, they get all of the concessions and stuff.
But they're operating it too. Like that's who's bringing it in.
Okay, all right.
But Dana White, finally, he did say it was coming soon. Now, that's been a very vague term.
5 years ago?
That is a very vague term. But it is finally happening. And what a
When is
card.
this date?
April 8th. April 8th, Leroy.
All right.
Excited.
My birthday
Masvidal,
month.
Gilbert
Your
Burns,
birthday month.
Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira. Oh, I'm so happy. Everybody was like congratulating me. I was like, I'm not fighting for the championship.
You're not?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I was.
Hey.
I'm
You know what I got caught watching the other morning? Volkanovski against the what's it called him? The Korean
Korean zombie.
Korean
Yeah.
zombie.
Yeah, he killed him.
Oh my goodness. I'm like,
Made sure that zombie
Oh.
come back.
oh my
If you
goodness.
might want to call Volkanovski Walking Dead because he steamed through him. Volk's
Oh,
fighting this weekend. That's what the fight is. That's the
Yeah.
pay-per-views this weekend. He's fighting Islam Makhachev.
All right.
I'm excited, dude. Everybody, who's not happy about this? Who's not excited to
And-
go to the boots on the ground, right there cage side? Oh, nothing like it. UFC event, the production.
How we looking at it? We don't care.
walkout.
We don't care about the main event. We care about Gilbert Burns and
Masvidal,
And
the
Masvidal.
people's main
How-
event.
yeah. How we gonna do this? Because we like Gilbert Burns.
I don't know. I'm
And,
just
we
here
had Masvidal on the show before he blew up.
dude. I'm just here to enjoy the fights. But I will say, tough fight for Masvidal. Gilbert's been rolling.
Yeah.
Gilbert's been playing. Masvidal's hit a bit of a skid. He hasn't won a fight in 3 years. Not since he beat Nate Diaz. Yeah, I mean,
No,
listen,
no. He didn't win a fight in the octagon, but I heard some things about outside of the octagon. I think he won a fight.
Well, he did punch Colby Covington allegedly in the
That's a
face
win.
outside of a restaurant after Colby Covington beat him in a fight.
Allegedly, that's a W.
I don't understand. How could you fight somebody after they already kicked your ass?
Well, I don't think he was happy with some of the things Colby was saying on social media.
Yeah.
All right.
And so therefore, he did what the kids call roll up on him. Socked him in the face.
Rolled up.
They got a new term for that. They got a new term.
I believe that's what they call it.
Spin the block. That's what they say.
Who do I hug? I just want to have a group hug over this. I'm so excited about the UFC coming down here.
Bernie.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna hug Bernie on Wednesday, dude. Am I gonna hug him?
All right. Well, escort it out on Wednesday.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel
Too much love for the mascot?
just don't feel like you can touch him.
I'm
This is
surprised
so
that some
exciting.
of your antics haven't gotten you in trouble before.
Dude, this is going to be a vibe this night.
Yeah?
All right. By the way, I did notice, and this is odd, but on the official UFC schedule, did you see this, Leroy? Somebody pointed this out to me. I didn't even believe it. But apparently they're doing it looks like they're doing some Miami time insurance because the main card, let me see if it still says it. Maybe they fixed it, but let me look just in case. The main card starts at 11 o'clock. Not
What?
10. Not 10.
Oh,
Man.
Usually,
Yeah.
it starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Looks like it's starting at 11 o'clock.
Hold on, though. You're doing it wrong. You got to tell them it starts at 9 if you want it on time. You don't put an hour
Well,
later.
the prelims look like they're starting at 9. So are they? I don't know. Maybe there's an event there I'm not aware of that's pushing it back. I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a big basketball game. I'm not sure.
What?
The Heat play the next day. They play the Magic.
well, are the fights going to be done by the time they play?
Good question.
Starting off at 11 at night.
Good question. I don't know. I don't know how long it takes to put that court together.
I've seen them. They work fast.
Who starts a court at 11 o'clock?
Wait. The card? I thought you meant like the actual main event. Like
The main card starts at 11.
the hell are you talking about? No.
The main card starts at
We
11.
could just leave there and go to space.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what? I don't think it'll be that bad because they're not
Leroy?
there's not 2 5-round fights. So I don't think it should be that bad.
Okay.
If there was another championship fight, then I'd be like, oh, this is going to take forever. That it's not. The co-main's a 3-round fight. So
The main event might start at 1 in the morning. 2.
maybe. What? Or maybe there's going to be no breaks. I think it's smart though. You got to make sure the crowd's there.
How much time is that at the
Tobin,
drink cart for Leroy? That's
you-
too
A
much
lot of time. A lot
Hey.
of time at the drink cart, dude.
You have lost your damn mind. 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
What are you, grandpa? You'll be fine.
Yes. Me too.
11 o'clock. It's what you would have one fight in the books. One of these fights, they might have a run. There might be a lot of fights that end quickly.
Anytime you say that, you just jinxed it.
Nah, you don't know.
Now
dude.
they gonna just hug for 3 rounds each
I'm
fight.
looking right now. All right, you got a bantamweight fight on the main card. You got
Bantam-
Rob Font,
bantamweight.
Adrian Yanez,
Oh,
Bantamweight.
Raul Rosas. He's gonna steamroll this guy, Christian Rodriguez. They're not putting the 18-year-old with anybody he's not beaten in 30 seconds.
Huh.
All right, you got Kevin Holland, Ponzinibbio. That could be a knockout very quickly. Burns Masvidal could go either way. I'm not sure. I feel like it's gonna go the distance, but it could end early. And then you got the main event. I feel like this could be a high action card. Quick, don't worry about it, dude.
Hopefully you didn't jinx us.
Every time you say that, it's a tickle fight.
I'm looking right now, dude. There's no tickles on this card.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I'm just
Let's
telling
see a
you.
professional tickle fight. Sounds intense.
Well, it's
Man, I'm
like
excited.
when they get each other.
What are
up
you
against
doing?
the-
Stop that right now.
Yeah. What are you
Old Passion is going to enjoy this.
Any
They
reason
don't
why
like that
you
to slap me.
and why you got to do the mouth thing while you tickling? He's like,
Because I'm locked in, dude. I'm locked in. They got the slap league. I'm starting the tickle league.
Yeah, keep on. You're actually going to be locked in.
Somebody says Leroy's going to be walking around on Ambien.
no, that does the other thing. I'm gonna have to carry one of those little things with Celsius in the 2 cans.
There you
Yeah.
Just sipping it all the way.
No, you will not go to sleep.
I'm gonna have the helmet.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Perfect.
Goosies.
I mean, will we ever get home? You might
Sleep over at this.
we can make
studio.
bets that Tobin doesn't get home before daylight.
It's possible. Wow. It's possible because I figure if I'm going to stay, I'm going to do boots on the
Yeah,
ground.
I was gonna say you got to talk to people.
I'm going to talk to people afterwards.
way.
I probably won't get home, and the home is like an hour away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I probably won't get home till like 4 a.m.
that's not good.
That's
That's
cool
if
with
it
me, though.
ends.
Who cares?
That's if it ends at a reasonable hour.
Maybe I'll just sleep in the Heat locker room and I'll wake up for the Magic game the next day.
Yeah, you're
could do
definitely getting
that.
kicked out, dude. You were
You
really
know?
trying to get
I
kicked
feel like
out.
Duncan Robinson's going to shake me. He's like, hey, can you get out of my locker?
It's not like you're using it, dunks.
Wow.
Wow.
That's not inaccurate.
What are we doing?
We'll
Use
take
one of those little
11
velvet
o'clock.
towels. to Sleep.
Ooh,
Maybe there's something on ESPN that night.
There must be. I
Yeah.
think it's either that or it's Miami Insurance. I'm not sure.
All right.
Not sure. But I do know been waiting a long time for this, dude. A long time. And not only that, a monster card. You know, like it's not like nice little fight night. Oh, they got a couple of up and comers. Nope. Stars in a big title fight. That's Goosies. You got Stylebender and Pajeda. Pajeda's now beating him 3 times. Beat him in kickboxing. Beat him in MMA. This guy was the long-reigning middleweight champion of the world, trying to get his belt back by a guy who's knocked him silly now twice in 2 different sports.
You know what I want? I want next time they come down, whenever that might be, I need some heavyweights in my life.
What?
I like when the heavyweights fight.
You're greedy.
I know, I am. But I'm tired of watching little gnats fight.
Dude, there's like one Nat fight.
Dude, when was the last time you weighed 155 pounds?
You're silly. Those guys don't- By the time they rehydrate, they're like, 185. They ain't true
Really?
155ers.
Really? Okay.
What?
All right. You
This
there's
is
no
like-
way you can fight if you put
Well,
on 30 pounds overnight.
That absolutely has happened.
They don't put that much.
They have.
They don't put that much weight on.
Okay, dude.
You can't put 30 pounds on it.
Go see. I'm going to tell you right now. Go look at how big Alex Pajeda is afterwards. You're going to be like, oh, boy.
Not 30 pounds. I promise you. You can't put on 30 pounds and expect to be able to go out
Leroy.
and function.
All right, so I Googled how much does UFC fighter weight fluctuate. It says they'll drop 10 to 20 pounds during their weight cut, avoiding excruciating dehydration and rehydration. The average weight cut of UFC fighters is around 15 to 20 pounds in the last 5 days before the weigh-in.
Mhm.
Yikes. So they're probably cutting prior to that as well.
Of course. I mean, unless you're nuts. They tried to do that with Max Holloway against Khabib. He tried to cut 30.
Yikes.
They stopped him, even though he said he could have made it.
So
We'll take a break.
And then how you don't put all that weight on overnight.
15 to 20 pounds, Leroy. Mr. Correction. Mr. I gotta be right about everything. Mr.
I
Mr.
gotta be
Rain
right
Cloud.
about
Look at me. I need the
You brought it up.
heavyweight.
I said it wasn't
Look
accurate.
At me. I want to see 2 heavyweights fight.
I want to
I don't want
fight
Jason Taylor to be the defensive
He's
coordinator.
a fame shamer.
He's a
dude.
fame shamer,
I'ma
dude. He's
tell
a
you what.
fame shamer.
I'm gonna
Back
tell you
at it
right now.
again.
You better drink another Celsius because it's go time. And you're gonna need all of that energy.
Go time when?
I don't know. Soon. Soon.
Back up to this.
in the door, waving the cocoa. Popcorn in a ting, get others in.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock. Miami Heat do not trade for Kyrie Irving. He is going.
I don't understand.
Dallas Mavericks.
Why they got to play 3 games in 4 nights and then he get all these days off?
I don't know, dude. I don't make the travel rules.
What is it like? Oh, and it's a week, right? It's a week before the All-Star game.
Yeah, I think then they. I think that their schedule looks like this. They got Pacers on Wednesday, then they got the Rockets on Friday, at Orlando on Saturday, and then I think the Nuggets on Monday, and then I think it's the All-Star break.
So they got to play 4 games in 5 nights, but they just got what, 3 days off? 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That you know, if you scheduled, if you did the schedule a little bit better, you wouldn't need load management.
Well, take it up with the league, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, they got one against the Brooklyn Nets next Wednesday too. Then it's the All-Star break. So we'll get to see on the new look Nets look next week, a week from Wednesday. But they're off today. They'll be back practicing tomorrow, I'd assume. And then got to get right these next 3 games, I would say, before that matchup next week against Denver. Like you played around in this road trip, you lost to the Hornets. Sweep this week, dude. Let's go.
Are they home for all those games?
Basically, because one's in Orlando, so it's basically home.
Okay.
It's home in Orlando.
And then home.
And then back home.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Pacers 7:30 tip off on Wednesday. But yeah, that's the thing.
You think on Thursday, Miles Turner just stay here?
I doubt it.
You don't think that he's going to do anything?
I don't know. I don't know that they're not going to do anything. I don't know what they have that people want that's not their top 3 guys. Like that's like I saw some report. I just saw the headline because all these reports they were like Heat trying to figure out what they can get for Dwayne Dedmon, Duncan Robinson, and a 1st-round pick. I'm like, nothing. It's
probably
what do you mean?
A big bag of grapes.
If Duncan is injured, Dwayne Dedmon, have you seen him play basketball? Well, we just saw him play for the first time in 2 weeks yesterday. And
woof. Like, what I can't figure out is
it's basically asking what can the Heat get for salary filler and a 1st-round pick? That's what that's asking.
Here's my problem. Like, I've seen Dedmon play well, but whenever he gets time off, why does it all of a sudden seem like he's playing dodgeball with the basketball?
I don't know.
Like, is it that easy to lose it?
That's the thing, though. Like, it's you watch it, and I don't know. And so what they got to go 5 more games, I guess, without Yurt. Yurt's supposed to be back after the All-Star break. So, hopefully he'll be maybe he'll play. I don't know. Maybe we'll get
to me, it sounds like to me, and I don't know if you believe this. To me, it just seems like you're disappointed with how this team is put together, because not only do you don't have the right pieces to win, but you don't have enough pieces to go and get something or that piece that will help you win.
Yeah, they just don't that's the thing. I think the thing I'm frustrated with is I don't like the spin being that a certain guy's not a culture fit when reality is you didn't have the bullets to trade for him. Like that's the truth of it.
But that's the spin everybody's going to put on it.
I understand, but I just think I think that's a thing with your fan base where you're just like, in reality, no one's going to trade for Kyle Lowry right now, unless you could take some more crap back and we could swap crap. Like that's what it is.
But that doesn't make anybody's team better.
It doesn't. But I think but when you say, oh, well, we're not actively trading Kyle Lowry for Kyrie Irving because we're not really sure if, it's a fit or we can count him. Like, so let me get this straight. Let's just say theoretically, the Nets called up and said Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick for Kyrie Irving. Let's just say they did. And the Heat would hang up the phone and say, no thanks. You wouldn't immediately upgrade one of your biggest weaknesses and give Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo the exact guy that they would need for the playoffs. You would say no to that because you're worried about a culture fit. Nah, I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Especially when he doesn't have a contract. And if it doesn't work, you can just eat it.
You could just eat, you could just walk. Like you wouldn't rent it for 4 months. No, I'm not buying. I think that they couldn't get in that game. I think that's what so you get out in front of it and you say, and look,
who can? It's Kyrie. Like I know the Nets. I know the Mavericks did it. Okay. But if you look throughout basketball, who has the trade pieces to trade for a person like Kyrie?
It looked like he had a pretty healthy market. You always got to take this stuff with a grain of salt, but supposedly Mavs, Lakers, Clippers, Suns were the teams that were in on him.
Right.
And really offered stuff for him that got somewhere. But, and I don't think, and I looked, looking at that between the Lakers picks and, what the Mavs offered, I don't know what the Heat would have had that. Isn't Tyler Hero, and I don't think you offer Tyler Hero for Kyrie Irving. That's a little too much for me. But everything else,
right?
I don't know what other teams are going to find attractive at this deadline. Like when you're leaking out there, he want to see what they can get for Duncan, Dedmon in a first. I'm like,
wait, here you go. You can go, dear Heat. I can answer that. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Maybe you'll get like a new power washer for the court.
Or maybe here, or maybe teams will do, basically what other teams do and get rid of an expiring contract and not get nothing for it. And not just lose a player without getting anything.
So you're just hoping that you get Duncan Robinson and he returns to form?
No. What I'm saying is that there are probably other players that are in the same boat that Kyrie was with an expiring contract. And that team was reluctant on, re-signing the guy. Well, you got to kick the tires on those players, and then you might be able to get them a little cheaper because the end result is if they don't trade him, then he'll walk for nothing. And that's usually where you can get some good deals. But I don't know what players are out there like that.
We'll take a quick break. You guys can text us at 305-567-0560. Take you up until 2 o'clock. We're streaming live on YouTube. Miami 560 WQAM is the channel there, and on Twitch. Same channel. We'll be taking you up for the next hour plus. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here today. You guys can text at 305-567-0560. Text and the ticket brought to you by Kel Toyota and West Kel Toyota. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm, your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Mostly cloudy outside. Nearly windy. It's probably about 5 miles per hour at the most. They could probably take off from any direction. So I'm guessing they are taking off out of the east and heading this way because I don't hear any planes over my head. And I would say it's probably about 75 degrees.
How did you do, Marcos?
It is 23 degrees Celsius, so I'm not sure what that means to you, Leroy. And you are correct. It is mostly cloudy indeed, with wind at 5 miles per hour out of the east. So pretty good.
Wow, he's a golfer.
It says it's only 4% chance of rain, though. I don't believe that.
How long is this going to keep you up?
It looked like it could rain any second.
I'm saying.
I'm telling you.
Wait, is there any more rain in the clouds? Because the last day or so, it has rained unbelievably.
I have had floods since like Friday.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough. Pretty rough. Had a good weekend, though, still. Nonetheless, powered through. No, I didn't. I worked all weekend. What the hell am I talking about?
You guys can text show at 305-567-0560. No Limit says Lebitard on today's local hour said basically that it was a culture fit with Kyrie. Disagreement at the top in regards to trading for Kyrie Irving. And I would say that's what you say and I'm not, that's what you say if you don't have what you can to trade for him. And that's, the easy place you would go. Oh, it's not a culture fit. Okay. I mean, like, here's the real thing about it. If you could get Kyrie Irving for peanuts or what the Heat offer, you do it. Because you want to know why? You get Jimmy Butler the help he needs. You tried. Look, I give the Heat credit. Everybody said the Heat, they don't do anything for Jimmy Butler. They tried. They thought Kyle Lowry was going to work out. It didn't. That's the facts. They tried. That was their big cut. And Kyle Lowry with the Miami Heat, that hasn't worked out. It hasn't. He wasn't able to work out last year in the playoffs, and he doesn't look like he's getting any healthier this year. That was their swing. They got to find something else to help their superstar. They have to. He is their superstar. He is 33 years old. He's one of the best playoff players in the league, and you need to solidify that he's going to have the support he needs to go and make a run at the championship. That's what Pat said. Pat said, when are you going to retire, Pat? I want to finish this build. What is the build? The build is Jimmy Butler's career. How many more years does he have left of being a prime player to help you win a championship? And I would say maybe 2. The way he plays, how physical he plays, to be the best guy. Unless Bam keeps taking the leap and then Jimmy can be the B to the team. But as far as Jimmy being the A guy,
in 2 years, if this team goes the way it should go, Bam will be your best player.
I don't disagree with that. But if you're talking about getting Jimmy the help he needs for being like, hey, I can get you 45 plus on the road, be that type of guy. Yeah, you don't have much time. It's time to get him the help that he deserves to try and win a championship, because you've tried this now. And by the way, they've been with Bam and Tyler aside him, they've been very successful. They've gotten past the Eastern Conference Finals, but at the end of it, what was Jimmy left with? Injuries. Nobody around him. Last year, what was he left with? Bam and injuries. Nobody around him. Everybody depleted. So
now, after you just said what you just said, how is Kyrie a good fit when he also struggles with injuries at times?
I get that, but also he didn't play last year, so I don't know. He looks pretty revitalized this year. I guess that's what not playing a year of basketball will do. But also, like, Leroy, him as like the third guy on this team and what they need. Come on. Kyrie. If you would have been able to swap that out from what you're getting from the point guard spot right now, it's a home run. But you can't look at what they had to offer for him and be like, yeah, that really wets Brooklyn's whistle there. Plus, also, I think you probably have to do even more for them to be considering of trading him within the conference. I think that also adds
See,
to it.
I think that was because when you trade inside your own conference, you can be a little bit needy as far as what it's going to take. Whereas if you're going to the other conference, you can probably take a little bit less,
right?
Because you know you ain't gonna have to deal with that guy.
Especially if Josiah was petty trading too. You know, like if he was, you know, doing all of that, and so if he's trading within a team that's a couple spots back. So look, I'm not sitting here saying Riley failed because he didn't get Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying that, but this team, they do have to look at this week and have to look at what just happened on this road trip. And they have to be thinking to themselves, all right, is Big Yurt and the hope that Victor Oladipo can contribute in the playoffs, is that really enough for us to make that kind of a run again? Or do they have to do something else to spice it on up? And I think they got
3 days.
Got 2-3 days, dude. They got it.
We'll know. Hey, we'll know on Wednesday night if you have a whole bunch of guys sitting out. That's usually a sign of something to come.
I gotta say, when I saw Kyle Lowry was out for that Bucks game, I was like, "Oh, maybe, maybe something's happening."
Wow,
just turned out it was in the injury.
Yeah, it was knee soreness.
You a rats off a ship quickly.
Playing one less quarter a game still has knee soreness.
Hold on, quickly? What do you mean quickly? What?
Just saying.
Just saying what?
I mean, a couple of hours ago, you were like, "Thanks, low dog." Now pack your stuff,
dude. Come on. This year,
I just think that this team was built in a way that puts you in a spot where the only way you're going to get one of these star players is to get rid of one of your 3 guys. And if you're not willing to do that, then you got to deal with it.
All right,
because that's all you have, dude. That's all you have.
Yeah, and I don't think you can trade Tyler for, you know, the wild card that is Kyrie. I don't think you can do that. But, you know, I think that the spin that's out there is disagreement at the top. It was a culture fit. Like, nah, you didn't have the chips to go get him.
That's always what you say when you can't get, you know, the prize. You know what I mean? It's like the guy that don't get the hot chick. She's just all looks, dude. She's not very cute. I'm worried about the inside. No, you're not. Stop it. That's so you can say that, and it's actually, you know, from everybody else, you can clearly understand why it's believable. But if Kyrie was coming here, nobody would be talking about a bad fit.
Take a quick break. Back with more after this.
I reminisce. Yeah. I reminisce for a spell, or shall I say, think back 22 years ago to keep it.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM.
Man, I miss the 90s.
We'll take you guys up until 2 o'clock here. Got a little all right. Oh, no. To get to.
Oh, no.
You guys can text us at 305 567 0560. Texter writes in, Tobin, Levitard is connected with the Heat. He basically said they didn't want Kyrie for a certain price because there was a disagreement at the top of the organization about trading for him.
Texter, dude.
And I would say to that, okay. I mean, first of all, it's quite obvious you don't want him for a certain price. You don't want him for giving up for your top 3 guys. I agree with that. I wouldn't give up Kyrie Irving for my top 3 guys either. I think the thing that's interesting is you put that on fit because you realize after their top 3 guys, what do they got as far as what other stuff people would want for a certain price?
I think a lot of times things don't go the way we would like them. And we could put whatever explanation we want on it. But the fact of the matter is they didn't get Kyrie. And so you just keep it moving. Why? Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
It's not like, look, it's not like there was a lot of rumors after that the Heat were like one of the finalists. It was like, one national mention. I think it was Windhorse said, I think the Heat could make sense. And the Heat are always going to be in that star. I think the odds came out. I think the Heat were either the betting favorite or the second team. Like they always get that respect when it comes to, star player disgruntled available. Yeah, Riley's got that reputation. He's always going to be thought of as being in the game for those guys. But I don't want them to come out here and be like, oh, well, we didn't want to get in the game because of culture. I'm like, all right, because the guy makes a good point. He goes, Jimmy was a cancer before he came here. Now he's the face of the franchise. We need to stop with this fit stuff. And he's right. Jimmy was looked upon as worse than Kyrie Irving from a locker room perspective before he got here.
But here's the reality of it. You didn't end up with Kyrie. Why is he relevant? Right? It like, who cares? The whole point of this deadline here is to either get somebody who can help you win, whatever you deem that to be, while being able to keep, all of most of your talent, your key guys. And if you can't do that, to say why you didn't end up with this guy or this guy doesn't matter to me.
Yes, but I just want it to be, I think people need to be prepared for if they don't get somebody and you're being told it's because of a culture fit. I think you really need to open your eyes and be like, I don't think the rest of the league wants your stuff.
You know what I'm doing right now?
What's that?
Reading the tea leaves.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do they say?
I've read the tea leaves. And the tea leaves have said, stop falling for that silliness. Right?
So we saw a switcheroo.
Right. Like, you just because you didn't get the person doesn't mean that is, you just didn't get them. Move on. Like, I don't, you could say after the fact, you can say whatever you want as to why it didn't happen. But the reality of it is that he's not here. So who cares about why? Get over it. Move on. On to the next free agent. On to whatever. But to sit here and keep having all these, get over the fact that he said it was a bad fit or whatever. We all know that wasn't the reason.
I don't think we do, Leroy. I think a lot of people believe that. I think that's why they put that out there because people are going to say this guy wasn't the fit.
A team that has Jimmy Butler cannot come out and say that somebody was a bad fit.
Jimmy Butler was the worst fit anywhere. He had taken a blowtorch to 2 franchises before he got here.
Right.
And they would said, match made in heaven.
Right.
Just, you can't have that guy be your best. And by the way, a lot of that stuff is BS. I know that Jimmy was painted in a bad light with some of that stuff, especially you look at what he has done. See, the one thing is, I think the argument would be like when Jimmy leaves a place, they go in the toilet. When Kyrie's left places, they've gone better. Like they've done okay when Kyrie's left.
Yeah.
So there isn't. They both have had bad marketing. It just seems that Jimmy actually does feel like his impact on a place for winning was very underrated wherever he was.
Correct. Yep. That's true. But I just let's just keep it moving, right? Like I don't like if Kyrie's not suited with the Heat, that is the moment that I move on and look towards something else and stop trying to figure out why he is or he isn't, because he's not going to come. He's not going to be here now. So, like, just let it go. Let's move on.
Get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know.
Is that your third truck?
Oh, no, dude. Look at this.
Oh, snap.
Wow, he's got like a whole fleet.
Let's start doing bets, guys. Put it in the
Wow.
chat.
Oh,
How about that?
Wow.
those look very nice.
Why do you keep getting up, dude? Like, what's going on here?
Okay, so I had another engineer call me. I
Engineer?
don't know what the
More of
XS3
this?
I had one engineer call me to check.
And this guy's still behind me pacing. Like, what's going on?
A lot of crazy
He doesn't know he's on camera, does he?
Not even a chance.
He has no idea that we see his stress.
He's stressed, dude.
Who is it? Because I keep seeing.
It just looks like a meatball going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the Canes are back in action tonight. 7:00 is your tip up from the Watsco Center. They're taking on a little team called Duke. Nobody likes them. Unctuous, pompous, windbags. I don't like them. Wow. Oh, Duke.
Wow.
Just ugh.
This is post Coach K Duke, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Who they got? That Shire?
That.
More like John Cryer. And I'm not talking about 2.5 men.
Okay.
Then you got the Panthers. They're in action tonight. 7:00 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So there's that. Kevin Steele, he is leaving the Canes. He is going to become the defense coordinator at Alabama. And we have piggybacked on this show. Half of us have on Jason Taylor replacing.
Who's
Kevin
half
Steele
of
as
us?
defense. You and me.
Who else
So you and
thinks
me,
that's a good idea?
Marcos?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, or you just
No, J
along
Fig
for the
does
ride?
too. All of us.
Do you think it's a good idea, J Fig? Rats off a ship, or you believe in Jason Taylor as defensive coordinator?
Come on, make the right choice.
I'm Stuart Leroy.
Wow.
We don't need
Here.
We need J Fig because Leroy's spirit is telling us we're idiots.
Do you understand? see, I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying. Right? I don't know whether he's qualified or not. I'll leave that to the people that's making it higher. But I do know that the coaching that he's done to this point is not anywhere near the level of coaching and time that will be required of him to take that job. That's all I'm saying. And you guys are, oh, he's a good looker. Got to take that job. Stop it.
Handsome.
Stop it.
Why?
So
Yeah, it's
Jimmy Garoppolo, he ain't quarterbacking for nobody.
It's
What
hard
does
to
he
be
want?
on your side when you use beauty.
You wanna use? I understand. Well, what do you want to do? You want to be in retirement forever like this Tom Brady who's already doing shots in his undies?
I'm not saying
Stop right
that.
now with that.
I'm not saying that. Why don't you listen to me?
I do. Come on, don't say
you
that.
don't.
I listen
No,
to you.
you
Like,
don't.
come on,
No, you
dude. You and me.
Because I've given you definite examples as to why there's a couple of things that need to be known before you even consider something like that. And you said you're a fame shamer.
You are a fame shamer.
I'm not.
I think you're a fame shamer. You think the famous like don't want to work hard anymore.
I didn't say that. There's plenty of guys who have had very good careers that are coaching or doing GM stuff along those lines. I'm not saying that.
Why can't
I'm
he be
saying
prime
that,
time?
Don't you think you need to be sure that he wants to spend that time before you qualify him for a job?
You ask him that in the interview.
And so it brings me back to my point. that before I even consider it, I want to make sure that he wants to spend the amount of time required to do that job. That's with
Agreed.
recruiting.
I agree with that.
Game plan. Okay, that's all I said.
But I feel like you're already dismissing it.
I've been sick. I said until I know those facts, he is not.
But how are you going to know? How are you going to know?
You don't hire him first, you idiot.
Why not?
Hire him, then ask him if he wants the job.
No, you ask him in the interview. But if the interview happens and he says, "Of course I want to work hard," well then okay,
No, it's not.
That's
work
all
hard.
you need to hear.
There's actually some
Time
breaking news on this.
consumption.
What
Are
do you
you
mean?
willing to spend the time to do this?
I'm reading right now on Twitter.
No, you're not.
Jason Taylor's handsome.
Wow,
Look at this
dude.
guy.
That guy deserves
Come
a shot
on,
right
man.
there, dude.
This guy is handsome.
Wow.
-1 for sneaking that on my stream.
Wow.
Right, so
Look
This
at
could
that
be your
guy.
defensive coordinator, bro.
Come on, that guy's getting every recruit.
-1.
All the stars getting sent here, dude. Wow.
I'm taking it off the screen right now. Okay.
Handsome.
Man, you want to talk about name, image, and likeness? I likeness that.
What's wrong with you? You know what?
By the way, have you seen this Tom Brady picture?
No, I have. You said he's in
No.
his
We'll talk about it. All right, I don't know because I
What
just.
do you mean? You're gonna hold out on us?
Yeah, that was my.
Come up with something new. We got to show
No.
the people. No, come on. It's too good of a segue, J-Fig. Don't be selfish. Who's here now?
Solana.
Ah, there he is. What
He
are you
just
doing?
wants
You
to be on
bothering him
every
again?
screen
I thought you were
possible.
in
Get
jury
him out of
duty.
the room.
Yeah, I thought you had jury
I thought
duty.
you had jury duty.
Aren't you on CBS?
Let me go.
I
They let
wouldn't
him
have.
go.
I wouldn't have him defend my
Show
fate either.
Tony.
You know.
He said some questionable comments, and they decided to leave.
Yeah. What did you do? You grilled the murderer, or they didn't even pick you?
Nah, they picked us, but then they let us go.
I'm gonna tell you what he was. He had a trial over cutting up the hamburger.
And lost quickly.
Come on, J-Fig. Show this Tom Brady what he's
Show
doing.
us.
Let's see what
Show
this guy's
us.
doing.
Nowhere near as handsome as Jason Taylor, though. Whatever he's
not
doing,
even close.
whatever you're insinuating that he's doing, it's strange. Keep your pants on, Tom Brady. You're not Jason
Seriously,
Taylor.
dude.
One more look.
Put your pants on.
God.
Yeah, that guy. That needs to be your defense coordinator right
Look
there.
at that.
Come on.
Legion of
Come
victory.
on.
Stop putting that on the screen, Mark.
I just gotta take a look sometimes.
He's just staring.
Show us this Tom Brady and his filtered face.
Show
I'm
us.
getting it.
Show us.
Yeah, this
Is
Tom.
it an advertisement? Is it
Yeah,
just a
he's doing
social
some,
media
I think,
post?
Brady brand. I think
No,
that's what he's got.
he's asking for
CB12.
socks.
He's asking for free stuff.
He's asking
just for Tom Brady.
Asking for socks, guys.
Ridiculous.
Does he not have socks? Did the divorce get him that
No.
hard?
Hey, fake Indian roster said Jason Taylor looks like a boiled hot dog.
Wow.
That's terrible. Funny, but it's terrible.
-1 for Sass.
I mean, I don't know what's
Finn's royalty.
funnier. Me trying to picture it,
I know.
right? That's what gets you.
I just don't want to know what Tom Brady's doing. Like, what is this like what he's just gonna be screaming for attention now
basically-
every day?
Doesn't need to be marketing
Basically.
anything. Doesn't he have enough money?
He says it was apparently this thing Brady brand. And he said 40,000 likes and I'll recreate these photos. Unrelated, but can you guys send me some more socks? Okay. We need some freebies. And then Brady brand says, "Hey Tom Brady, we haven't forgotten about this." And so they got the number of likes, and Tom Brady has recreated his new undies photo with the beach behind him, of course. You know, in his bachelor
He's on
pad.
vacay.
I guess so. Or he's just living
How's he
life.
on vacation? He trying to put his kids in school down here.
His whole life is vacation.
His life
now.
is a vacation.
Yeah.
After
Sick of this
retirement, pretty
Yeah.
sure.
So do we have the photo, J-Fig?
I am sending them to myself. See, because I was waiting.
Yeah, how you pressure somebody for using their already?
She usually gets the
Because
pictures
you're
like
being
this.
selfish.
I'm
was
not being selfish.
editing.
You're being selfish. You're trying to hog it
You're
until
being
all right, oh, no.
selfish.
You're being selfish, and you're lashing out.
You couldn't wait less than 20 minutes.
And speaking of lashing out, we'll get to this coming on up. We have some more debate show beef that we got to get to. Plus 15 minutes of heat, Tough road trip. Back after this.
AM 5
This is 15 minutes of your Miami Heat.
Broward Health, celebrating 85 years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
Minutes of Heat. I'm Tobin, and this is my Tobin impression.
So selfish, he can't even show up for this segment.
It's like that, he's just chatting it up with Solana out there. Like, oh, we get it. Porpoise Pond reunion. So sick of them. Nonetheless, Leroy,
what's up?
Were you able to catch anything this weekend that tickled your fancy from the Miami Heat, other than them dropping the ball? You know what I like about the Miami Heat, though? They waited till we were off the air on Friday, and then this whole trade rumor thing that they were involved in with Kyrie, that was all solved before we got back on the air on Monday.
Yeah.
So we just kind of come in.
We didn't have 2 days of Tobin.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate that. That definitely.
We didn't have to hear didn't want him anyway, which you miraculously put on the chat.
We didn't have to hear it. We read it.
We didn't have to hear it.
Yeah,
right. You know what? I think that you understand how good your team is and what kind of depth your team has when you see people trying to pluck players off your roster that aren't your stars. So, for example, a hot commodity before the trade deadline was it Hachimura, right? A lot of teams,
hot commodity.
A lot of teams, but a lot of teams were interested in his skill set, right? And so okay, give me somebody equivalent to that on the Heat besides the top three.
Rui Hachimura?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Caleb Martin, Victor Oladipo than Rui Hachimura.
Okay, then go ahead. I'm just saying that there was interest. There was interest out there with a lot of players, as there will continue to be. And if you don't have anybody on your team that's that way, it's going to be kind of hard for you to trade for players. That's what's happening to the Heat.
Yep.
That 2 years ago, they would have been knocking your door down for three guys that you didn't want to get rid of. That's Dunks.
Yep.
You're talking about who's the 3-point? Max Strus, right?
I think Strus and Gabe Vincent I think they're nice players to like go to a team, but a team is not, they don't have a guarantee they're going to stay. Like they then have to say, oh, we want Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, and they have to pay them next year. So that kind of that goes with your plans. And also, Max, shooting wise, his most valuable asset is on a downward trend this year, which teams probably look at the Heat and they said, oh, you gave Duncan Robinson $90 million. Like, we're scared. Sorry, we're scared that Duncan Robinson is heading in that same trajectory.
I mean, you know what? It sucks that we live in a world of sports where, do you understand, if these players were at this level for a whole career, they'd be Hall of Famers, and we don't ever consider the ebbs and flows of a career?
Leroy, I get your logic with this, man, but he's having a down year. Like, I don't know. Like,
I agree. I'm not disputing that.
And he didn't shoot well in the playoffs. Like, it's now I get it. Like, one of the things that you like about him is, okay, he creates that space and he's not afraid to stop shooting. So you got to respect that about Max. And, he'll still get on those heaters. I don't think he's like, I'm not out of the rotation. I'm not out on Max Strus, but I think teams would be like, would I pay Max Strus? Would I give Max Strus $90 million?
You have a lot of players on this team that, maybe teams would like to trade for to see if maybe they could get hot and add some shooting. But the downfall of that is you're going to have to give them a contract, and that's not appealing.
Well, and then the other thing is we're talking about different things too. It's like, okay, I'm not saying, maybe for another team's role guy, they will like that. Would they But if you're the Nets, like, do we want to trade within our conference for those guys and give up Kyrie Irving, which basically would make the Heat one of the favorites in the conference? Like, I don't know, man. I just don't think that's. I think that's a tough ask. But I'm seeing this team now, and they've been playing better. Like, I don't think it's like red alert like everybody has been acting like. But
you've called all the. Hold on. Stop it.
I'm not stopping it because I don't know what you're gonna say next. So
because
tread lightly.
Cut it out, dude.
Here's what you've done. I have been a little more patient when it comes to these players and turning it around. You have been rats off a ship.
That's not true. I'm not gonna let you say things that aren't true. That's not true.
You haven't been rats off a ship.
No.
On Kyle, Strus, and Dunks.
Dude, come on, man. First of all, I'm rats off a ship on Duncan Robinson. He hasn't played in 6 weeks. What do you mean I've been rats off a ship on him?
No. But even before that.
I mean.
And I've been the guy to say, come on, man, it's shooting. You got to kind of shoot through it.
So you don't think that Kyle Lowry looks like a shell of himself?
I think Kyle Lowry's issues have to do with what he's trying to do on a basketball court.
I think his issues have to do with he's not the player that he was 3 years ago, and that's cool. But I think part of that plays into he's not the same guy.
Right?
It's not.
I mean, I can understand.
Like
he's an older guy too, so yeah,
he is an older guy, and
I understand that.
We also gave him the benefit of the doubt with this stuff last year because we're like, oh, Kyle, he's going through some stuff. Oh, Kyle, like it's tough adjusting to a new team. Dude, he was and he was a better fit last year than he was this year.
Let me ask you a question. Was there anybody on this show more excited this offseason to find out Kyle Lowry was toe tapping at UFC?
Oh, that's what we talked about. I thought he was going to be back.
Dude, that ain't got nothing to do with basketball.
It doesn't matter, though. You're working out.
Your biggest complaint right now with Kyle Lowry is not toe tapping, is he won't score. So how does this help him score?
So annoying.
Yeah. Get out of here. I told you that then. When you got all hyperventilating. Ooh, Leroy, Kyle Lowry at the UFC gym. Like, is he fighting? Then what good is it? He can do that anywhere.
So then you weren't on his ship.
No, I wasn't on that workout. I told you that then. I made fun of him then.
Well, make up your mind, dude. Were you on his ship or not on his ship? Because you just told me that you were on the ship longer than I was.
That workout thing where you got all warm and fuzzy.
I mean, the UFC tweeted out a montage of it, dude. It was pretty cool.
Okay. And do they have a gym where he could shoot?
No, he went to another place. I think he went to like UNLV for that.
Okay. So, look.
Bam joined him, remember?
Yeah. I am, when it comes to these shooting things, I'm a little more patient because, again, I understand 40% still means you're failing 60% of the time. Now, I will say this, and where I am probably going to change my thinking a little bit. Kyle Lowry does not look like the Kyle Lowry we thought we would get.
Yeah. It's not really a hard conclusion to get to.
Okay.
And by the way,
now all of a sudden you Captain Obvious.
Well, it is. Like, the coach isn't playing him in the fourth quarter. That's obvious.
Right.
You're telling me the guy they brought in here to be QB1? What is he, Matt Moore? He sits his ass on the bench?
You like Matt Moore?
Only when he's coming off the bench, though, for a game in relief. I don't like him when you give him a week to prepare.
I just think that nobody's shooting the ball well from three. I don't know why that is. I can't explain it. But it just seems like nobody has any legs. So what do? Dunk's going to watch. Here's what's going to happen. You heard it here first. Dunk's going to come back with them straight, them fresh legs, right? And he's going to go like 6 for 10, 7 for 10. And then he's going to get sore and he's going to start missing like everybody else. But his first couple of games back, you're going to be like, Leroy, we don't need anything. Dunks is back. Watch.
Hard to say.
Hard to say.
I'd like him to come back. I missed that Duncan Robinson. I miss him.
But
I want the man I was singing songs about.
But here's my question. Are we going to get on one or two guys about this? This is a team thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, they're behind this. They're behind the Lakers now in 3-point shooting. That will tell you how bad their shooting is.
I've never. Have you? As long as you've been watching basketball, have you ever seen anything like this?
The only teams with worse percentages than them right now, I think, are the Hornets and the Rockets, who aren't real basketball teams. Like, it's terrible. I can't. And it's like you watch these.
What's
games.
the explanation, though?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know.
I think they burn too much energy on the other end. And I hate to say it, but when they're just running and gunning and playing street ball, they seem to make a lot of threes. When Spo tells them to hunker down on defense, then nobody can shoot. Just saying.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's I don't know what the rhyme or reason for it is. It's a grand mystery.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this.
The results are in.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. I'll let you guys know, rock legends Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in August. The Freaks on Parade Tour. For your chance to win tickets, enter now at WQAM.com. Those tickets courtesy of Live Nation.
Alice Cooper, he got to be what, 87?
All right, Alice Cooper. How's he looking right now? He is 75. Actually, yeah, just turned 75. A happy belated birthday to Alice Cooper over the weekend. So you're not off, man.
He's the same size as a guitar. I know that much.
Let's get to All Right. Oh, no, our favorite Monday game. And I'll go first by All Right. Goes to Matthew Tkachuk.
All right.
NHL All-Star Game MVP.
Yep.
So he gets my all right. My oh no goes to LeBron James.
Oh no.
It's sad because he didn't get Kyrie Irving. Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe.
Oh, poor me.
Maybe it is. All right.
You know what, dude? Joe, break the scoring record and then, stop whining.
No.
Enough already.
No one has ever said
Dude,
that.
is there anybody who's been as great as LeBron is for this long a period of time and have knuckleheads talking like this?
What? Maybe it's me. Oh, maybe it's you. All right. Maybe it is you. I don't know. I tell you what, he left because of you in Cleveland. He was tired of your act.
And where has he been since? Nowhere.
Nowhere. Well, now he's in Dallas with Luka.
Actually, he's been everywhere.
I mean, yeah, he's been in 3 different teams.
When he chose to play.
Right.
Everybody else goes 1, 2, 3 Cancun, and Kyrie went 1, 2 basketball Cancun. He didn't do it right.
What do you got, man?
So my all right is going to go to Justin Rose, who just won the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. You want to know who won the amateur side of it?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So
is Live still a thing?
Huh?
Do people still play Live Golf? Is that a thing?
Yes, it is. And in fact, it's going to start being on TV.
Oh, on the CW.
By the way, your boy got into some stuff again.
Who? Rory?
Patrick Reed.
Oh, that's not my boy.
Patrick Reed hit a ball. Patrick hit a ball in the tree. And
yeah, where's the gooch?
Huh?
Where's the gooch man?
Gooch is he's on Live.
Living it up?
Living it up. Now, give me a moment here because my own no is going to go to Ron DeSantis.
Oh.
And here's why. Do you know this jackass is trying to take Black history out of schools?
Sure do.
And let me explain something to you. One of the greatest joys of my life is learning about other cultures. When I was a kid, I heard a comedy tape by Whoopi Goldberg, and it talked about her trip to Germany and how she went to the Anne Frank house. And I was so intrigued by it, I went and got the book, and I learned about the Holocaust and firsthand experiences. When I got up to college, people from all over the world, and I always asked, how did you get here? When we do this show now, we make fun of the different ways everybody does things, but we appreciate that we all do things differently. And our history is different. How did the Cubans get over here? How did some of the Dominicans, the Islanders, people from all over that go through all the things that they do to get to a free country? That history is what makes us unique, right? But to our governor, you don't get to write the story. What if Fidel Castro wrote the story of the Cubans? What if Hitler wrote the story of the Germans and the Holocaust? The history speaks for itself. You got a set of stones to come in here and say, you know what? I don't like that story. We're not going to put it in the schools.
Making me uncomfortable.
It's unbelievable.
Dude, the kind of headache that Mrs. Tobin's been dealing with for this month.
And it's Black History Month.
I'm saying like just with the stuff she's trying to like give material out, for people to learn. Oh, that's not vetted. Oh, that's not cleared. Oh, this. Oh, that. Like she's like,
history is history. History is history. You know what? We could probably all move forward with all this history if you acknowledge it and learn from it instead of ignoring it. But instead, you take this path, and let me tell you guys something. You think this only affects Black people? Buckle up. Because if you give somebody the freedom to do this, he's going to do something else, and it may affect you. So he definitely gets my own no.
Oh, no. Tom Brady
I'm sorry
picture?
for the teachers. Can we make it any more difficult for teachers to teach? Can we?
Dude,
Can we?
can't
Because
even
all
tell
the
you.
people making the rules of teaching ain't teaching.
It's
You
ridiculous.
ain't dealing with these kids.
The type of stuff that the type of, first of all, you want to know what a pain in the ass it is to be a teacher. You got people like they're just offering up, please come teach anybody in this state. And now you're making them jump through more loopholes on what they can and cannot teach. The hell out of here.
Don't worry. They're
taking
coming.
care of your kids.
They're coming. And you think it don't affect you? You think it doesn't affect. One of the great things about South Florida is hearing all these stories about the way people escaped and left everything to come over here and live in a country that's free. And then you get over here and you got some knucklehead telling you your history ain't good enough. Get the hell out of here, clown. That's
the
my
Tom Brady picture.
Something so serious and meaningful, and we are waiting for a Tom Brady picture.
Yes, I
want the Tom Brady picture.
I had to get it out there, but we can move on.
I appreciate you saying all of that, Leroy. I really do. My oh no goes to Tom Brady. Okay.
No. Why?
You have millions and are out here on Twitter asking for socks.
That's something.
Is that Gronk?
No,
On the left?
I don't know who that is.
Those are just models.
Those are just
Oh,
models.
those are not Tom Brady?
For the Brady brand, those are just models.
Oh,
okay.
And they are just doing a promotion on the undies.
Who the hell wears? Boys don't wear boy shorts like that. What are you doing? We don't even wear them kind of drawers.
On the Brady brand, you do.
No.
So what? So
So
follow up
you know
with
what?
this,
So he
Greg.
says 40K, and I'll recreate these photos. Unrelated, but can you guys send me some more socks?
That's what he needs. More freebies.
Wait, isn't he Brady brand?
Socks? Is he Brady brand?
No,
I
did
don't
he
think
recreate
is.
this?
No, he's Stevie
So
12.
the Brady brand goes on and says, "Hey Tom Brady, we haven't forgotten about this."
Mm-hmm.
And this is Tobin's favorite picture right now.
Look at this guy.
Okay.
Wait. By the way,
What?
By the way, product placement. You see, he got that hand covering up.
Of course.
And no, he didn't do it right. You're supposed to stand up, okay?
Yeah.
Covering up his
Stand
Lombardi.
up, so -1.
Why did he tag Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman?
I don't know.
They're just tagged on everything.
I think just for fun.
All right.
Really?
So
What's up with his face? He looks like a lot of like airbrushing going on with
You
that
know what
face.
that looks
Yeah,
like? Can I
like there's a
honestly,
filter on
can
it.
I
Doesn't look
honestly
like Tom
say
Brady.
this?
Who is this?
If that was a clay statue or one of those wax figures, I wouldn't know the difference. It looks so stiff, doesn't it?
Very strange. Very
Yes.
strange. What
Well,
are you?
know, my other oh no is just why like me being tagged on this. This is not something I want to see in the morning. You know, It's Tom
Oh
Brady.
no! Somebody said, "Wait, let's tag J-Fig."
And somehow they tagged Tobin, because they
course.
know Tobin loves that. So
handsome, but not as handsome as new defensive coordinator, soon to be defensive coordinator, Jason Taylor.
Now that guy's a looker.
What is your all right, J-Fig?
So my award just goes to this weekend. I had a really good time, and I got to meet new family. Not new family, but
Oh.
like family that I've never met before. And
Okay.
I saw like it's funny how you see people that you're related to and how you are the way you are. Like I have an uncle who lives in the Keys and it's all about that salt life and the rock and roll. And I'm just like, well, so I get it from there too. And funny enough, my cousin is also a singer, so I went to go meet her and support her at a show this weekend. So it was really cool.
All right. Marcos, you're all right in oh no?
My all right also goes to a little representation. I know we've been talking about serious and silly, so a nice balance of that. My all right goes to Bad Bunny.
All right.
Won a Grammy, also opened up the Grammys.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool, much deserved. But also a friend of mine, Marcelo Hernandez, who was on SNL. And he recently did a skit with Pedro Pascal, I think is what his last name is.
from
that's
Last of Us.
Mandalorian.
Yes. So they did
Well,
like
he's Last of Us now.
yeah, now he's the Last of Us guy. That's his new famous show, which by the way, usually supposed to be on Sundays. It's actually going to be on Friday this week.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want to compete with the Super Bowl. Very smart. Yeah.
Smart.
So yeah, that goes that's my all right for sure.
All
And
right.
my oh no goes to my Saturday, man.
Oh no.
I worked for 18 hours on Saturday.
Wow.
18-hour work day, dude. I still haven't recovered.
I'm sorry.
But luckily with the Celsius, I can get through the day.
There you go. There you go. All right, everybody. That's our all right. Oh no, that is our show for today. Appreciate all you guys participating, all of the YouTubers, the Twitchers, the Texters, everybody, all the listeners who, even if you just sat idly by and just said, those guys are idiots, but you didn't say it to anybody, you didn't send us a message of it, you just kept it to yourself. I appreciate you not being so mean.
We
To
love
the
it when
rest-
you call us idiots.
Yeah, we love it. So to the rest of you who did call us idiots to our face via text, we love you guys too. And for the rest of you who didn't call us idiots, and you actually like the show.
Hey, don't worry, you will at some point.
Yeah. Time will tell. But that's our show for today, everybody. Hogman and Crowder are coming on up there live from the Watsco Center for the newly minted number 19 Miami Hurricanes, now an official top 20 team. They have moved up after this weekend's win. So they will take on Duke tonight at 7 o'clock. Hogman and Crowder will get you ready for that. We got Panthers action tonight. Plenty to react to tomorrow. And we'll see what happens in Heatland if anything changes on the way. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You know what I figured out about you? This is the truth. And it pains me to say this. You're a fame shamer. Doesn't pass the smell test, dude.
Me, no all-star? Man, please. I see y'all when I see y'all.
Hope you mother have a good day.